Welcome back to Pixel Junkies. You are listening to the Pixel Junkies podcast. You're either listening on the radio Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., or you are watching us on YouTube for the full hour and a half uncensored version. If you're...
You really need to work on an intro.
Adam, you really need to wait until I turn your mic on. You see why I turn these mics off before I finish the intro, right?
No.
What? No, I censor everyone else before the intro is complete. Anyways, if you're listening to us on the radio, please join us on YouTube. Type in Pixel Junkies, you will definitely find it. And join us on our brand new website, PixelJunkies.ca, where you will find us, the podcast, and everything else we do.
Can I do... Am I on now? Is this mic on?
Yeah, I just turned it on.
You Rory every single week.
I know.
Oh, by the way, I'm one of your hosts, Rory DC.
I'm one of your hosts, Adam the Porch Knight.
I'm
Jordan, Aaron,
the Marvel.
Andrew. Go ahead.
Jordan the Marvel Coker. Come on, man. The comedic relief.
No.
Let's move on to Aaron. What's Aaron's alias?
I'm Aaron.
The
We've
bishop.
covered this. People know it. Okay.
Do they?
Yes. Yeah.
Do we have anyone listening? Please call in.
What? It's not a call-in show. It's not live.
It's just pre-recorded.
100%. Don't actually.
That would be the lamest use of a time machine to go back in time and call into a radio show.
What are we talking about this week, guys?
Well, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Aaron for getting the website up. And it looks
absolutely.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah, good job.
So,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Go check it out.
Chaps.
It's really
It's
good.
I'm glad it's up.
It's actually like a super professional website. Not
it looks
like
like a website.
It's not like the 19.
Yeah, like
it's
not
not
got
like
more than one
Did you know that
page.
Space Jam still has his website up?
It's got almost 600
God,
pages.
Yeah, it looks exactly like what a website from 1998 should look like.
TheSpaceJam.com?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. No. All right.
Has it got any games on it?
What are we talking about this
Candy
week, guys?
stand?
What was going on over there?
He searched the wrong thing. Moving on.
That was Space Cram he pulled up.
Oh, no.
And we're off the air.
All right, I forgot.
Okay, so this week I wanted to talk about a little bit about the NFL.
Why?
This is
Because it's a really terrible organization.
This is the most unbelievable
Yeah, I
thing
know
I've
that,
heard in a
but-
long. But you have to So here's a little bit of background, right? I've been friends with Adam for a long time now, and I've always been a football fan. I've been a UFC fan. I'm a sports fan, right?
Are those sports?
Yeah, they're sports.
I think one of them is legalized killing, and the other one...
And the other one is mixed martial arts.
No, I think the other one is...
Mixed martial arts.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I don't know.
Jordan.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I've never heard Adam say, "I want to talk about American football now." So let's have it.
I just think the NFL is a really terrible organization.
Okay, do we want to back this up with anything,
Okay,
or we
because
just
they have this thing called Deflate Gate, which, by the way, is the worst name for a scandal I've ever heard.
Deflate Gate?
Yeah, because supposedly
Everything is gate now.
Yeah, or actually, they also calling it.
was
Number
Watergate
three,
what started that?
Yeah.
That started the trend, right?
Actually, they're now start. I've also
That
heard
got
it being
picked up
called
30 years later.
Deflate Ghazi instead of Benghazi. Yeah.
Or kamikaze.
No, it's after Benghazi. After the Benghazi.
I don't know what that is.
Gazi Gate.
Actually, they called it that. So to explain Benghazi very briefly, terrorists attacked the U.S. Consulate in Benghazi, and apparently
I don't know where that is.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anyway, apparently the U.S. government was given plenty of warning that this attack was going to take place, and there was a big scandal surrounding it. So at the time, people called it Ghazi Gate or Ben Gate or something like that. And now, anyway, the story behind this NFL thing is that supposedly the quarterback of the New England Patriots...
what's his name? Like the most famous quarterback.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, he let the air out of the balls, so that out of the Patriot balls, so that they would be under-deflated and easier to catch. And it's a big scandal because obviously some people say, well, that made them win the game. And whether would have is up for debate, but I think that they should be forced to play that game again before they because they clearly cheated. If it wasn't cheating, then it was a goal.
How is an individual player allowed to tamper with the game?
Because
ball?
what happens is when each team goes to throw a ball, they're not throwing balls supplied by the ref or by the organization. They bring their own balls, and before the game, the quarterback chooses so many of them, and he says these are the balls I like, and these are the balls that our team's going to be using, and the other team does the same thing. I think. I really like this is what it's been explained to me.
I actually don't know the details of that part of the game because, as you can imagine, ordinarily it's a relatively small part of the game. That does strike me as odd.
Because like in soccer, I just assume that in soccer or hockey, like the pucks, or in basketball, the pucks and balls and stuff are supplied.
They have standard weights.
Yeah, exactly. In UFC, you don't pick your own gloves. You wear the gloves the organization.
Like you show up at the ring and they're like, "Here are your gloves," and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be smeared in blood at the end of the night.
Well, that's the way it used to work. People used to put nails and everything in their boxing gloves back in like the early 20s and like the 10s and 20s during boxing matches. And just punch
that sounds like a plan that would quickly backfire.
Or if you're like Boston now,
people went to go see during the Great Depression. People went to see blood.
But that would let's rewind a second. Like that could quickly backfire if you put nails in your they're in your glove and you're gonna hit with it and something's gonna press those. Like
it's usually someone's face. Yeah, someone's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only some nails.
You put enough wrapping around your hand and then punch somebody and it's going to be padded on the back.
And then they shot him.
Well, I mean, but either way,
showing up to a boxing match in 1940s with like guns in the waistband.
Cheating in sports are just hand in hand.
But the NFL has not really done anything about it.
It's because it's Tom Brady and he's their most profitable player.
Yeah, but he should still be held accountable.
No, that's not how money works.
I know, but I'm saying it should. I know exactly what
I completely agree with you, but it's not going to happen.
If they found out back in the day that Wayne Gretzky
was letting air out of the hockey pucks.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, if they found
found
out that he wasn't somehow stopped the hockey pucks from being frozen, so they were going out in the ice fresh, which causes them to move quicker and bounce more, then he would be penalized for that. I'm not saying that the NFL or the NHL is perfect. It is nowhere near, but I feel like that's what should happen. I'm not saying
the players pick the pucks in the NHL.
No, they don't at all.
Exactly. So if players are allowed to pick the balls in the NFL, then that shouldn't be an issue.
What's going to happen?
But there's a regulation air pressure. And every ball.
I don't know how those two rules can coincide if the players are allowed to pick the balls.
Because the players, they blow up the balls to be the regulation, to meet the regulation air pressure, and then the players go in and pick the balls that they like best. I guess that's how it's been explained to me.
It's stupid. It's like tennis. It's just like just play with what you got. That's what I think. Honestly, like
tennis is another one of those sports that is quite like. Have you ever sat down and actually tried to watch a full tennis match? It's really boring. Like curling. I was sick once during like the Canadian Curling Championship, and man, that was the worst time to be sick because all it was on was curling.
We got the day off back in the day, right?
Yeah. But that was a big deal. But like when you're just watching like Team Manitoba versus Team like New Brunswick, it's really boring.
Well, I don't understand the rules of curling. I
started making stuff up.
It's like darts. I'm serious too. It's like darts.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You're like 12 miles away from the mic, Jordan.
Yeah, you're actually incredibly far away. Can you move closer?
But I'm incredibly loud and therefore make up for that.
You know what? I'm watching this. He's like, he's right though.
He's slowly moving away.
See, the louder I talk.
Yeah, I actually have to turn him down sometimes when he moves close.
He just moved closer and then started talking loud.
So, like when I was sick watching this curling tournament, I actually started to make up rules, and so my parents come in. It's like, who's winning? I'm like, well, Manitoba just got a golden snippet. So that means that they're up 3-1. Now, Alberta's coming in, and I think they're going to try a Flafloozle play, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I have 102 temperature! Turn over the channel!
You were definitely in, like, Scarlet Fever or something.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't your parents put on a movie?
I don't, because they wanted...
you put on a movie?
Because I was glued to the... I was 20...
Wow.
Yeah,
you should have put on a movie or something.
Yeah, but I couldn't get off the couch, because it was like, every time I moved, I wanted to throw up, and I fell on the floor.
Yeah,
you turn the TV off though.
Yeah,
the remote was far away. I was really
There's no
sick.
excuses for this.
I was really sick.
By the way, remotes should just be permanently attached to couches. Like they should be tied on with a string. There's no reason to take a remote away from like a
what if you get rid of the couch?
That's the
well, cut the string. I'm not saying you like weld it
on.
String.
I'm not okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't understand how people lose remotes. Like
smartphone apps.
That's
new remotes.
Yeah.
Use those.
My remote is either on my couch or on my coffee table. It's never like across the room.
Yeah.
Unless I'm at my computer or something, But I know where it is. I'm not like downstairs. The remote is everywhere. It's just like under the couch cushions.
Literally God.
It's like out in the dining room or out in the kitchen. It's like, and there's another TV out in the kitchen. So it's like, that also has a remote, and the remotes always get mixed up, and they don't work with the other TVs. So it's like, just keep the.
Does anyone have a
remote.
TV like in their fridge door? Like I sometimes see at.
You can get those.
Are they
and-
useful?
Yeah, well,
Do
they're
they
not.
tell you
It's not
what's in the fridge and what's about to expire?
No,
and what's the word?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's actual like television.
Oh, that's
It's
useless.
well, I don't know about. I haven't seen one of those, but at Future Shop we used to sell fridges about that had like I don't know if you probably could jury rig it somehow to get TV or stick something on there because you can connect to the internet and it would display recipes for you. Which I don't know about your guys, but my fridge is not nearly close enough to my stove to make that anywhere useful.
But
Why not
also
have
like
stoves that have that on it.
yeah, or just have a book
yeah,
or a computer set
or a
up on the
tablet.
counter.
Just have a tablet
Yeah.
that you cook with.
I
Like,
want a fridge that like it has a screen on it and tells you all the food that is in it by like I don't know somehow scanning barcodes when it goes into the fridge. And then
No, it just scans
It gets like the expiry date information, and then just like send you an alert on your phone, or just make it like.
Now, that'd be
ding.
cool.
No, it's like
Unfortunately, Nintendo would own all rights of that.
I just think
You
that
could put in
that the
Amiibo on
kitchen
it.
was the wrong way to go. Like TVs, they dominate the living room
new
area,
fridge
and
XL.
oftentimes like you have a TV in your room. But like if you're gonna do a TV in another room, like an unorthodox room, I think you should be looking at like bathroom TVs. You should be looking at laundry room TVs. Like kitchen
I think
TVs is just
it's for those people who can't cook something in 20 minutes.
People would spend too much time in rooms they shouldn't spend as much time.
that's true.
Just
Yeah.
eat takeout, right?
I understand it for people who don't have a spot to put a TV in their kitchen. Like, they might have that working triangle thing going on, and they might be looking at the TV while they're making dinner or something.
Right.
So in
Yeah.
that case, a TV in a fridge kind of makes sense, because then you can have something on while you're making food.
See, I'm feeling put a stove in your living room. Like I'm thinking that's the direction this should go in.
They should make a TV the size of the fridge
Just sitting
door.
on the couch.
Like the whole length of the door is the television, and it shows like an X-ray vision of inside the door, and it shows you exactly what you have. So when you open the door, it's the same view.
They also have a thing called
This is
glass.
a waste of energy.
They should hook it up to Oculus Rift. Like, I wonder what's in the fridge.
Oh my
The
god.
camera on the inside.
Guess what, guys?
Snick.
We gotta
10
take a break.
years.
Still Snick.
We gotta take a break.
Okay.
When we come back, we're gonna talk about whatever
Less
it is we're
about
talking
appliances.
about.
And the NFL.
No more NFL.
Yeah.
They're
Moving
dead.
on.
And welcome back to the Pixel Junkies, a web and online radio series and podcast.
People on YouTube
about
didn't
all-
know that we had a Stephen Hawking ad on. Or whatever
They
that was.
might.
Will they?
Why
They
does
might.
everybody who sounds like this have to
So they
be
listen to
Stephen
it like on the
Hawking?
radio, and then they're like, I
No.
wanna.
No, but like, did that go through the headphones?
Oh yeah, like it would be on the sound, but we edit out
Yeah.
the breaks.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Yeah, there are IDs for the station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose you don't want to have those playing.
We don't need to promote it on YouTube.
True enough. Moving on. Our next point today.
So, I watched Ascension this week.
How's that?
What is that?
It's a mini-series.
Is that the one with Triska
that
Helfer?
was
Yes.
CBC.
No, it is
was-
on CBC though.
It
Okay.
was on Sci-Fi. I think
Okay.
they're putting it on CBC. It's not bad. It's got a lot of
What's the
interesting.
premise?
Is that the one where they're in, like, there's a spaceship that's been launched, and it takes 3 generations of people to get to the next habitable planet,
Yes.
and you're
It's
on the
launched
middle
in the
generation?
60s, right? So it's
Yeah, launched in the-
60s culture.
Launched in the early '60s, so it's kind of got like that sort of Fallout-ish vibe, where it's sort of like retro future,
like
60s about it.
A lot of
And-
rings.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's basically the show picks up like halfway from Earth and halfway to whatever planet they're going to, and it just sort of outlines like the people on the ship and the goings ons, and it's got a lot of cool concepts. It's really like, it might kind of sound boring if you're just thinking like, oh, they're not going to get to the planet, they're just sort of on the ship.
That kind of scares me.
Be cool if they did, like, a follow-up series where it was, like...
I
the
honestly
planet.
think like they left a lot of stuff unanswered to me in the end, and I don't know. I feel like it could have a second season. Basically,
You watched all of Ascension?
I watched all of it.
Wow.
Is it one
It's
of
like
those...
6 hours.
No, it was 3 hour and 10-minute episodes.
Oh, okay.
Is
And
it
that was the whole thing.
That was the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Is it
It's like
one
3
of,
parts.
Is it one of those shows like the Battlestar Galactica miniseries where, like, this is totally just a miniseries, but they're actually fishing for, like, a full-length TV series.
It probably could be, yeah, because they didn't clue up everything. They sort of left some like, okay, if we get picked up, we could definitely make this a series, you know?
It's about the first murder on the ship, isn't it? Like
it covers an incident that occurs on the ship, and they just sort of, you know, like I guess people get scared on the ship, and they try to. It has a lot of reveals in it, so I'm trying to like tippy toe around spoilers.
Isn't that the one where like one of the guys they find like he's at the dinner table and he starts getting sick, and all of a sudden they have to put him on the table and.
Yeah.
Adam, you're thinking about the right one. This is like the fourth thing you've checked.
You got it, man.
You're thinking about the same show.
Yes.
Is it the one? Yeah, it is. It's a good show. It's got.
Does it come close to being as good as Battlestar was?
Although
you didn't like Battlestar.
I wasn't a huge fan of Battlestar.
I think everything
surprise.
as an individual is the best way to analyze things.
Well, the show just. I watched the first season, 2 seasons of Battlestar, and I just didn't get hooked on it. It was a lot of like almost Metal Gear Solidness about it, in the sense that it just sort of redundantly talked about details that didn't contribute to the story in any way. They just sort of started talking about like, oh, this bullet is 7.62 millimeter round, rimfire, you know, and it's just like, I don't care about that.
I don't remember any of that.
It felt very technical. Anyway, I also didn't like the guy in it. The guy
You're talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation, but
no.
Okay.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Although the Gaius character reminds me a lot of Julian Bashir from Deep Space Nine. If anyone watched Deep Space Nine,
is that the guy who played Desmond in Lost?
No, that's Henry Ian Cusick. He's on the 100.
him.
He's amazing in the 100.
Oh, I should watch that then. He was a good character.
Yeah. Oh, you should absolutely watch the 100. Yeah, I can't praise the show enough.
It's
Actually.
a good show,
Yeah. Oh, you watched it too, huh?
That's a prequel to 300, right?
No,
Okay.
Could it be?
Absolutely not.
not a prequel. No.
Why not?
Because it's in the future and 300 is in the
Yeah,
past.
but what if
Time
they
traveling.
become primitive?
Time traveling Spartans.
They become primitive, and then the
And it was
whole
actually
human
the
race
beginning
starts
of the
over
Earth?
again. And this is the Earth that they're on. It's gonna be our Earth.
Time is cyclical.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys have this one.
All right.
I'm not wrong.
Adam,
Why are you
be.
lumping me in with
I
it?
forgot what I was going to say.
Adam, video game news. Go.
Oh, Borderlands. Well, we had PAX South. Was it South or
Why
East?
are there so many?
Because there's one in
Lot of
there's one
directions.
Central. There's one East.
That was money.
Or there's one
Yeah,
in San Diego or California, somewhere in California.
Well, it's not a PAX, though.
Yeah, it's PAX. PAX
It's
is in
San Diego Comic-Con.
no, but PAX is also in California.
PAX Prime.
Yeah, there's PAX Prime,
Yeah.
and then there's PAX East, which is in New York or somewhere, and then there's PAX South, which is in.
There's all kinds of PAX of things.
Yeah, but there's 3. I'm saying there's South,
Okay.
Prime, and East.
Borderlands, though.
Anyway, so South was this week, and Borderlands had a couple of big announcements. They announced a new DLC character for Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Meh.
Yeah, man.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, well.
You can go in, but
Who was it?
I don't even know, but I don't care.
I'm already like
closer to
30
the-
or
like
40
Borderlands.
levels.
I
in the
do. I
third
just don't
sequel.
care about her.
Okay, well.
She's not a great character.
Who's coming?
Do you know Sir Hammerlock?
Yeah.
It's his sister, Lady Hammerlock, and I will agree she's probably one of the more boring characters. Because like when you think of all the great like characters of the Borderlands series, the first 4 were okay, but they got really fleshed out in the second one, and the 6 downloadable characters for Borderlands 2. Or the 6 characters for Borderlands 2, the 2 downloadable ones, they were all really cool.
The 2 downloadable ones were better than the 4 that came with the game.
Yeah, but the 4 that came with the game were pretty cool.
Fair enough, but
Yeah,
the
but
Necromancer.
Necromancer is OP, and is it Krieg or Craig? I think it's Krieg. Krieg is like just a fun character to play as.
Yeah.
And then in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, the 4 guys you get are really, really cool. Like I like playing as Athena. I like her as her character. The other guys are pretty cool, and Claptrap is hilarious. I have not played as the doppelganger, so I don't know what he's like. But this character just seems is not a bad character, but it just seems like not nearly colorful enough for that universe. Because if there's one thing that Borderlands gets right, is really interesting, memorable characters that you want to follow.
Yeah.
So they also announced although this came a little bit earlier, Borderlands I think this is like the Ultimate Edition for the next generation console. So it's Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel and all of their respective DLCs for $80, I think. I can't remember.
I think it was for the price of a new game, $70.
Yeah. So
Good
that's fantastic.
Here's a
HD
completely
remake.
valid question. Where's the first one in that collection?
I don't know.
Are you sure it's not included?
Nope.
No, it's 2 in pre-sequel.
Oh man.
I wish that they put it in
kinda
there,
lame.
but I have a feeling they're going to release it as a DLC, which is lame for that game. But at the
Especially if it's
same
paid.
time, like, if they could have chosen one, if they had to leave, let's say they had to leave one game out of there, I'm glad it was the first one, because the first one is my least favorite. But I'm wishing that they put it in as well.
It is a lot of people's favorite, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
I-
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
I think maybe like did they make a new engine for the second one?
No.
No.
They didn't upgrade anything.
And
Like
not for
They
the
upgraded the
pre-sequels as well.
visuals a little bit.
that's what I'm
They
wondering.
gave it a
Like
better story.
if they just wanted because the pre-sequel and 2 are very close knit and very similar to each other. You know, one is basically the expansion of the other.
They could be trying to put the physics particle things in the first one. Like, maybe why they're taking a little while with it.
Yeah. I have my doubts, though.
But is that
Yeah.
already in the
I
new one?
have my doubts that
pre-sequel.
physics
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
I have my doubts that stuff is gonna be in the
Yeah.
Xbox One and PS4
I don't see
versions.
why not though, because it's fully capable of handling it now.
But the Xbox One and PS4 don't use NVIDIA cards.
Yeah. And
Graphics.
well, yeah.
That is true.
Although sometimes, like, I use a Radeon,
Yeah.
but I have a 6-core processor, so I can manage some of that stuff.
Right. It's still taxing though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it's
Definitely.
much more taxing on your system than if you had NVIDIA.
Exactly.
Especially
yeah.
on a platform that's not optimized for the non-native hardware.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Or software.
Yeah,
still,
no, but I agree. There would be a lot of obstacles in doing it on the PS4, I think,
Yeah.
or Xbox One.
Right.
And I'm a little unfamiliar with the way that would work. Like, I know, I have a PC and I have a 6-core processor. I'm not sure what the equivalent is when you shrink hardware down to what it is on the PS4. I'm not sure what you would do to compensate for not having an
The
NVIDIA
thing
card.
about consoles is the hardware is usually, and in this case, is absolutely much less advanced than the full-blown modern-day PC.
Yeah, but that's changing every day. That's the issue.
Not with
can't-
console hardware.
Console hardware is just getting worse and worse.
Console, well,
By comparison, it's because it's impossible to release a console every year.
What I'm saying is,
What's your Nintendo?
on a PC you've got to run the OS and you've got to run all the background stuff. On a console, you don't. You've got, I guess you got to run the basic OS, but you're much closer. Like the software itself is able to use
it's
pretty
optimized
much
for that
all of
platform.
that. Yeah.
Exactly. So is there a way to compensate for not having NVIDIA cards, do you think? Is there some other, like, sort of hardware
For
way
physics?
for physics? Yeah.
I don't think for consoles.
You can get
Right,
an
yeah.
NVIDIA card,
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
like
For
a
not for console.
worse one. Stick it in as a secondary card.
Right, yeah.
For your console?
It's not that doesn't work natively. I think you've got to fool around with it to get that to work.
Yeah, I'd imagine, yeah.
But you can run NVIDIA graphics as your main chip, and then the NVIDIA card is physics.
Right, okay, yeah.
Bringing
Right on.
this back.
To the world outside of the modem.
Down to hacked modem levels.
Yeah. Hack the modem, everyone. I think that's a lot of value for a game, though. Like for a $70 game, the 2 games will sell the DLC. That's pretty good value.
Yeah.
With and it's not like they're doing the Final Fantasy VII.
Do we actually
thing.
know how good a value it is? Do we have like a can we specify this a little
Well,
bit?
okay.
Like, how much is Borderlands 2 right now, and how much
I think
is
it's
the...
still like $30.
Okay, yeah. I'm just curious. I bet it is a good value, but I'm just curious if we can
$30 and then
quantify this a little
Yeah,
bit.
I would say.
4
I'm just saying
DLCs
how,
at
like,
$8.
I'm probably going to get it because I didn't get a chance to get all the DLC for Borderlands
Does
2
it
or
come with all the
pre-sequel,
DLC?
Yeah.
for
And
the
a season
Xbox.
pass
So I'm
for
going to get it,
pre-sequel?
and it also comes with HD.
No, it comes with everything for C.
with HD
Okay.
remakes
Yeah.
of the graphics.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm sure it is a
pretty
great
excited.
value. Don't get me wrong.
would
I'm
say
just
that
curious on the specificity.
and one more thing that they're adding: 4-person console-specific co-op. So 4 people can play on the same system.
I was really surprised I never had that.
What do you mean, like split screen?
Yeah, I agree. That was
split screen, which is
yeah.
pretty cool.
I like
I
So
that.
we can do Let's
That
Play in
is
it.
It is a better value.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Steam right now, no sales on. Borderlands 2 Game of the Year, $43.99.
Okay.
Okay,
Hang on,
yeah.
let
There you
me-
go,
let me-
yeah.
So that
Borderlands-
is all the DLC.
Borderlands the pre-sequel is $59.99.
So it
no
was.
DLC.
I knew it was going to be
Okay.
good value. I
Yes.
didn't know it was
Oh,
that good value.
It is,
so,
yeah. It's half price.
Wait till
Give or
sale though, and you're
Yeah, you
Well,
can
then
pick it up.
yeah, you're dealing with a whole different
so
animal
what-
then, I
for
suppose.
those of
Yeah.
us who don't want to hack the modem or spend $2,000 on a PC,
Oh, okay.
I'm glad this become a
Hack the
thing.
modem. Wait for sale.
Can we
All right,
make
go
half
ahead.
the
No,
model-
go ahead.
I don't have a PC that can run games nice. I think the
Okay,
PS4 does the job good enough for me,
Yeah, me too.
and I think
Hey,
it's good value.
I'm with you. I play
Yeah.
console games more than I
Like a
play
new
PC
verb now
games.
for master race, like master race or hack the modem to master race.
There was one more announcement from Borderlands. Oh, Borderlands 3 was kind of announced. I mean, everybody was expecting it anyway, but they basically said, yeah, we're not making it, but, like, if you guys want to, like, give input, we're welcome to that. So that's...
Borderlands 3 early access.
They actually asked.
Solid.
There was a fan. I don't know if it was Twitter or Facebook or whatever it was, but they were asking everybody what the name of the game should be. I don't know if that was to do so or like a contest kind of thing. Or
Well, it's kind of like what
kinda like-
Ubisoft did. Ubisoft released, back in November or something, released a big survey. I was like, what would you like the setting for the next Far Cry to be?
That's a lot better
Oh
than
god,
name the game.
I love the way Ubisoft chooses what to take their customer input on.
And it was actually, I'm glad in this case because
Yeah,
the one
they
that won was dinosaurs. So I think we're getting a dinosaur-themed Far Cry, which will just be about
Jurassic
the best
Park,
game ever.
man.
Can we
That'd
get
be
an
awesome.
Assassin's Creed themed Assassin's Creed?
I think
That would be nice,
I think
wouldn't
that
it?
survey is just what would guarantee
How would that, what
you
would that be
giving
just
us
real life and
$70.
everybody glitches out every
Why not? Why not? Like, the point of it is that you as an individual are going to buy this game, so why not take your direct input from a
Yeah, but
mass
they're
population?
making sure that you spend money on the game, even if it's crap. It's like, well, what setting would you definitely buy
I
the
guess
next
so,
Assassin's
but
Creed
like,
game?
I don't think. Well, Far Cry 4 was deadly, so let's not get upset about that because Far Cry
I
is a
think
good
that
example.
makes more
Assassin's
sense
Creed
though
is a
than the
terrible
Borderlands thing. It's like, why would you ask fans to name the next Borderlands
They
game
probably
if they
want-
don't even know what it's about? It's like they end up
That's
calling
probably-
Okay, you know, that's a good question,
like
actually. I didn't really
Borderlands
think of that.
3
But yeah,
hasn't
you're right.
judged.
But,
He's not
but,
even in
but
the
that's
game.
why there's a difference between asking generally what you would like the next game to be and naming the game, getting the fans to name the game. Because, okay, let's take Elder Scrolls. There's a difference between asking fans which region of Tamriel would you like the next Elder Scrolls to take place. The Black Marshes, High Rock, the Redguard place.
Don't say any more. Keep going with your point.
Stop with your example. Continue with your point.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's or what would you like the next game to be called? Scott or Elder Scrolls, presumably Black Mars.
Attack of the Dinosaurs.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
But yeah, like I don't actually mind companies like asking things like this. Just for my own part, just on personal preference, I just like to be surprised. Not surprised in the way Assassin's Creed Unity surprised everybody, but surprised in the way that Elder Scrolls surprises people.
It's not going to surprise me anymore when a game gets released every year. So when a new Call of Duty comes out next year, I know it's just going to be garbage
year.
again.
Well, you
surprised
There's another one coming out this year.
This year.
It would have to be.
So
No,
what were
there was
you
one
going to say
came out
before,
in-
Andrew?
Oh,
it's
never mind.
2015.
What was I gonna say?
I'm sorry, I derailed your point a
No,
little
it's
bit.
alright.
Was it December 60th, according to Jordan?
Nothing.
No,
This is completely unrelated.
you know how they did Blood Dragon, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon?
Yeah.
Well, they got the lead in charge of Far Cry 4 got the go-ahead to make his game similar to how Blood Dragon was made.
I'm smiling right now because Blood Dragon was amazing.
Blood Dragon was
I
pretty
don't
good.
think they'll revisit Blood Dragon.
That's too
That's
bad.
fine.
But dinosaurs sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, wasn't there a Far Cry thing about that, like zombie dinosaur things or
I
something?
hope they don't do zombie dinosaurs.
No,
That would be
I
dumb.
There's no need to go that far. Into
I
it.
saw a thing, something about Far Cry and dinosaurs.
Can we like branch off on this dinosaur point for a second?
Yep.
Can someone explain to me? I know there it's certainly differences. I want someone to explain to me the like precise like divergence points between archaeologist and paleontologist.
Yeah,
Adam,
guy
please.
What do you
there.
mean? It's
Really, archaeologist is somebody who
History.
studies any. Well, kind of.
Archaeology is people. Paleontology is animals.
Is that it?
ancient.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
and,
cool.
And plant life.
What were you
No,
gonna
'cause that's
say?
paleobotany.
That was
Yeah,
really
how
quick.
long was it?
Well, technically, paleobotany is a subfield of paleontology. Technically, you can count archaeology as a subfield of paleontology, or paleontology as a
Okay,
subfield
sure.
of archaeology.
Thank you for clarifying.
We've got to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to. and we are back on the Pixel Junkies podcast. Welcome to all listeners. You know who we are. So what we're talking about the differences between paleontology and archaeology. I think we're done at that point, and thank you for explaining.
Wait now, hold on a second here. Do you think they really know who we are?
What?
Do you think they really know who we are?
Pixel Junkies.
Yeah,
There
Pixel
you
Junkies podcast.
That's all I had to say.
They're
Okay.
still watching the same video, Jordan.
Didn't Rory say
And-
welcome back to Pixel Junkies podcast?
He 100%
Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, but never mind.
I don't understand what you're saying.
We're joined by Dale Gribble.
I'm glad you got
Guys.
That early cut.
I have
One of the game
been
news.
playing
Shadows of Mordor is wicked.
Knights of the Old Republic 2 again.
Give
Like-
up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because
Give
we
up.
were talking about it. We were talking about it last week, right?
Yeah, or the week before. Adam said
Human
it was
meatbag.
worse than the first one.
Andrew, I want you to come back and finish what you're saying by saying it's still good.
It
Because
is.
I'm sure that's what you're going to say.
It is good.
That's what. That's all you needed to say.
In
Moving
fact,
on.
It's much better than I remember.
Why are you
as a
being
kid.
mean tonight?
Why did it just?
Because he's in a bad mood.
I'm not in a bad mood. I
You
just.
totally
I
are.
don't-
Every point I've come up with, I'm trying to explain something. You made your point. Move on.
Yes, but you
Jordan,
don't need
okay,
17 examples.
All right,
of everything.
Jordan. What do you want to talk about? Let's hear.
I
Let's hear
just
something
want
out of
to
the
talk
wisdom
about-
of
Man, I'm so
Shadows
glad
of
these two guys are on
Okay.
the same mic.
What do you want to talk about Shadows of Mordor?
It's a great game.
All right.
That's all I had to say.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
That's the end of the
for-
Okay, I'm
Thank you
sorry.
so
I'm
much.
sorry.
Got
It's
another
it's
hour
Shadow of
scale.
Mordor. It's Shadow of
Is it?
Mordor.
Is it?
Yes.
Boy.
What do you mean
that's
why?
his
Because that's what it
name.
says on the box.
I'm glad they're on the same mic, too, because it means I don't need to keep cutting back and forth between their cameras.
Fair enough.
There was like
Anyway,
one shot in the last
what were you
episode
saying about-
of the
Oh, no.
podcast. Just like
That was all
15
you-
Mordor
minutes
is a
on this camera.
fantastic experience.
You play it?
Yeah,
Do you like it?
yeah,
It's good, isn't it?
yeah. Thanks for bringing it up.
Combat system?
We've already discussed it at length.
Have we?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because Adam made that joke about Shadow. You're walking into Mordor, and one does not simply
Yeah,
walk
we
into
got it.
Mordor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Anyway, I beat Far Cry 4, and now I'm playing
Yeah.
Shadow
Have you
of
played
Mordor.
Knights of the Old Republic? Either of them?
Why? Because they're old. They're old.
That doesn't mean anything.
I'm just being an idiot. No, I don't remember playing it. I did, but I don't like it.
Why not?
Because I didn't like the whole Mass Effect vibe on it.
You did.
It came out first.
Yeah, I know, but like that.
But no, I know what you mean. If you ended up in a
This
situation
is
where you
like
played Mass
Mass
Effect
Effect.
first and you went back,
Yeah.
it would look like Mass
Yeah.
Effect. No, I'm with you. Yeah.
Is
it's
Star
a
Wars
Dragon
like
Age
Mass Effect?
thing. It's the Dragon Age thing. It's the.
I had a
It's the
Dragon
BioWare
Age like
thing.
Star
If we're-
Wars?
No, the concept of Star Wars is appealing to me.
You're not crazy about the way BioWare set up their
No,
games.
not
Is that
really,
okay?
not
Yeah.
particularly. Not at all. Actually, about Dragon Age. I hate Dragon Age.
Why?
I don't know. It's just weird.
Takes too long to kill
Don't,
somebody.
don't you
That's the
remember that
game right
famous
there.
quote from Dragon Age Origins, where at this dramatic moment the character goes, "Roar, roar."
Yeah, that was it. Like it's just, it's got that. I don't know. It's something childish about it. I don't like it.
I kind of agree with you, which is
Yeah, okay.
what I'm getting into.
Okay.
Which is an interesting point because it was your game of the year. Dragon Age Inquisition was.
Yeah. KOTOR 2, not written by BioWare, not made by BioWare, not written by the writer of KOTOR 1.
Was it made by Pandemic?
No,
Because they made a lot of the... Okay, because I know Pandemic made a lot of...
And you're a big fan of Obsidian.
Huge fan of Obsidian. I think they're the best storytellers in the business.
They make buggy games, though.
They do make buggy games.
I
games.
But not broken games.
Last time I played one of the games,
It's debatable.
broken.
stuck in the...
Broken
New
for me.
Vegas was pretty broken on
Nether-
release.
They
Sorry?
fixed it.
Which one?
Fallout New Vegas.
Oh right, yeah, but like, yeah, I guess like now it's not broken. Whereas now, if I go back and play the old Call of Duty, it's still broken.
Yeah,
And Alpha Protocol is still kind of buggy. But
they're good, though.
they're really good writers. They made the South Park game, Stick of
Did
Truth.
they?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That game turns every Star Wars trope on its head. The Force is bad. Jedi are weak. You're this guy. You play as a character that's cut off from the Force, and or she is slowly regaining powers, and you get to choose whether or not to like that or hate it. It's not as simple as being a good Jedi or being a truly evil Sith. It's much deeper than that. And the way the game explains everything, the way the characters talk to you and explain the story and slowly reveal things, it's such a huge improvement on the first KOTOR, which is
So that's the second one, is it?
yeah, the Sith Lords.
Did they improve the controls for the second one?
No, it's the
Because they
same
were
engine.
really... I enjoyed the game. I just found it really difficult to get past the controls because they were really, like, weird button placements almost. And you had to, like, almost switch between modes, I felt like.
I customized the
Really... Yeah, you definitely have to in order to play it. It just felt really rigid.
But where KOTOR 1 is very much a Disney... It has a Disney supervillain. Not supervillain. Disney villain.
It could be a super villain.
Darth
I
Malik,
guess.
right?
Yeah,
Who was it?
Darth Malik.
Malik.
Oh.
Malik.
Malik.
That's why I said Malik.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
both
you
been
both
saying that
did.
at each other.
Malik.
It's Malik, Adam.
Malik.
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 Yeah.
Darth Malik.
Darth Malik.
Milk.
Malik, yeah.
Darth Maul.
Pass me a glass of milk.
Yeah, but while the first one is very much a sort of a Disney storyline, the second one
Ironic.
is
In a way.
yeah, it is really. The second one is way more mature.
So who made the
Like
first one?
when I first played it, I spit all over you.
That was Spit?
Yeah.
All right.
When I first played it, I absolutely did not appreciate.
I don't touch it because I'm going to get sick.
I didn't appreciate what it was doing, and going back now, it's really impressing me.
I mean, I haven't played them since they first came out. I borrowed them from a friend, so I never actually owned them, but I did beat both of them. I can't really remember what happens in both games because I was like 10 or 11 when I beat them. I remember at the time liking the first one more because I liked the character of Darth Revan more. I don't know, for something about that character just really appealed to me. And I felt like I was disappointed that the second game wasn't about him because this was before I really had reliable internet access. So I couldn't go on and find out.
It's funny because the second one adds a whole new level of depth to Revan's character.
Yeah, but I just could, I was 10, so I couldn't really appreciate that at the time. So,
all that depth is subsequently destroyed in the Old Republic.
Yeah, I heard,
MMO.
I've read, because I read the wiki, the Star Wars wiki, which was the first kind of big fan wiki out there, the Wikipedia. I read that a lot, and I read up on Darth Revan.
Was it really the first big fan wiki out there?
It's
that's
one
cool.
of them. I don't know. It's certainly one of the biggest fan wikis, because I know...
Oh, yeah, definitely one of the biggest, yeah.
The Harry Potter wiki isn't necessarily Harry Potter wiki, it's... Muggle.net or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But Wikipedia is certainly one of the biggest, and it's one of the best run. There's like a lot. Most of the pages are very
can
detailed.
spend a weekend,
a
a
half.
solid weekend, just reading the Wikipedia.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's very very in depth.
But I read Revan's character, and I was like, I wonder what happened to him after. It was like, and then he became evil again, and then he fought the Old Republic, and then he died.
Well,
and
in
then
the
this
first two
spirit
games,
was evil.
Revan is shown as this very intelligent man that's
and
that's got
exceedingly
huge
powerful
plans that
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything, but in the MMO, it's like no, he was brainwashed.
Yeah.
He didn't choose to do all that stuff. Someone else made him do it.
Which is I'm kind of fine with now because they're throwing out all that canon anyway. So hopefully we'll get another a story that takes place in that time with Revan. But they're gonna and they'll basically remake. Actually, if they remake
hopefully
KOTOR,
if
that'd
they
be awesome.
remake the first two games, leave the stories intact, I'd
Yeah.
be cool with that. If they cut the canon out of the Old Republic, that's fine.
But Darth Revan, I always thought of was what Anakin Skywalker could have been if he didn't become Darth Vader. In that, a very mixed in with a little bit of Admiral Thrawn, where he's a very intelligent, smart person, but also insanely powerful with the Force. Because Darth Revan, up until Anakin, was one of the most powerful Jedi who ever lived, to my understanding. There's no official Star Wars power rating, but he was he's all say he was one of the most powerful Jedi. He was at that point the most powerful Jedi who had ever lived, I think.
Yeah.
Star Killer, just ripping Star Destroyers out
No,
of
he
space.
didn't happen. That didn't happen.
He didn't
That's a
actually
great game
rip that
series, though.
out of the air.
He
did,
He
though.
guided it in.
No, he ripped it.
He didn't play the game again.
He didn't.
No, I'm just
read the
trying to
book.
rub it into Adam.
All he had to
trying to
do was turn
ruin
the
it for him.
joystick. right?
That Star Destroyer was falling to the planet.
It wasn't though.
It was. It absolutely was.
It was firing its
If
batteries
you
at
said
him.
no. What? No.
It was.
It was firing at him as it was falling. Yes.
No, but it was up in space, and you have to pull it down because it's doing a broadside.
That
at
mission
you.
was terrible because in the trailer it was a dude on the ground and you just see him pull it into the ground. and it's like that's badass. But then you see in the game, it's like the Star Destroyer in space, and then there's like a bunch of TIE fighters, and you got to keep like every 5 seconds throw away the TIE
The
fighters.
ship was falling towards the
So
planet,
annoying.
and Starkiller guided it.
Yeah, but even still, that's a lot for
Outside of
one
space.
guy to do, because Anakin couldn't really do that, and Luke couldn't do that, Yoda couldn't do that, and I doubt Darth Sidious could
What do
do
you
that.
mean Yoda couldn't do it?
Yoda would not. I don't think Yoda would be able to do that just as casually as he was able to. Like, it would
In
take
The
a lot
Empire
of
Strikes Back, doesn't Yoda say size doesn't matter?
Yeah, but he makes it seem he makes it seem absolutely effortless.
What?
I don't know. This is getting too heated for me.
Yoda presses X all the time.
It's too nerdy for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's way like it's like you guys are talking about stuff that never happened. It doesn't
Oh,
exist.
what's up
Well-
in the world of acoustic guitars, Jordan?
They exist.
All right, that's
Yeah,
good.
so
That's
does
good.
Star Wars.
Rogue
Anyway.
Squadron came out on PC, re-released.
Before you get into that, I have just
Can I run that?
Yeah, I would say.
You don't have a
You
PC.
probably don't.
If you have a Windows machine made in the last 40 years, you can probably run it.
I don't know about that. Is it updated?
No. Not really. You
I'm
can run
sure it
in-
looks
textures?
better than it did on
It does.
N64.
You can still only run it in 1280 by 720, but
Yeah.
solid 6,000 frames a second. That's pretty sweet.
that's pretty cool.
So it plays well. Are there any extra missions or anything?
Not that
This is
I'm.
Rogue Squadron 3D.
Yeah, it
on
is just.
GOG,
It is just.
GOG.com.
Yeah, it is just. I think just a port of the PC version. There's nothing
Or
different
the
that I could.
N64 version.
No, the PC version. The original PC version.
Yeah, it did come out on PC.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
No,
Okay,
but is the
no.
PC I'm asking you, is the PC version a port of the N64 version? Or was
No.
N64 ported to...
I don't know. It's a good question.
N64 ported
I think
to
it would have
PC?
been ported to N64 because I don't think the N64 ran it in that resolution.
Or was the PC released after?
I don't know. Look it up.
getting back to
brains a
Starkiller,
little
my last
outside.
points on this character and why he's awful.
Points.
He's
Yeah.
not
Plural.
even necessarily an awful character in and of himself, but his very existence is troubling to the canon because when you think of the two, Darth Vader and Darth Sidious are supposed to be these two supremely powerful Jedi that even Yoda and Obi-Wan are saying only a fully trained Jedi with the Force as his ally has even a chance of defeating Darth Vader, and the Emperor, they're extremely powerful. Yoda couldn't beat the Emperor at his, at the time. And then Starkiller comes in and effortlessly beats Darth Vader. It's not even fair. Effortlessly beats Darth Vader, and then effortlessly beats the Emperor, and then he gets distracted by his girlfriend, and the Emperor stabs him in the back. And that's how they kill him. But up until that point, it'd be like the equivalent of having Superman and Wonder Woman just kind of chilling out, and then having Green Arrow come in and beat the ever-living tar out of the two of them.
I would hope so.
Green Arrow, why?
Because Superman sucks.
He does not, Jordan. He doesn't.
He does.
Do you
He
read
really
Superman
does.
comics?
There's nothing special.
What
he's,
if-
he's
100
invincible.
What if
No,
Starkiller
that's-
was Superman
you
the
can still
whole
have good
time?
dramatic stories based around him. I read one yesterday called Kingdom Come, which
Biggest
is one
crossover
of the
ever.
best DC comics I have ever read, and it's about Superman. And the whole crux of the story is that he is invulnerable, he is invincible, he is a god, and that's wrong. Like he's not, but he's still a man. There's still flaws about the character.
You can make it good. Is
name
Adam's
is
point?
Super
It's
Saber.
hard, but it's very doable.
Saberman.
I'm gonna let you read Kingdom
Man
Come
of
'cause you'll
Steel
like it.
didn't succeed in my opinion.
Although
Of
I
course.
like that edition of Superman because he felt a lot like Superman to me up until the last third of the movie.
It had an
It was-
amazing score.
and the fight
yes,
scenes were good.
Score was-
I think the thing about Man of Steel is this. I like Zack Snyder. I like Zack Snyder a lot,
He's
actually.
the actor, right?
Rory,
What?
looks like
Yeah,
Zack
he's the actor.
No, Zack Snyder, the director.
I
Who,
thought it was Christopher Nolan who did it.
We're gonna
no,
die, guys.
Man of Steel was produced by Christopher
Christopher
Nolan.
Nolan's the actor.
All the lights just went off.
So Zack Snyder directed. He did like Sucker Punch and 300 and stuff
Maybe
like
the
that.
powers are going out. Who knows?
So you like a lot of his movies
Yeah,
too.
We're gonna lose all of this. and
The
it's not
thing
coming-
that
not
Zack
coming
Snyder
out.
excels at, I always say, he has like, a lot of style and then some character and then like a little bit of plot. He sprinkles in the plot just because he doesn't need it because he's big in the atmosphere, right? And that creates a lot of the substance of his movies. I think he does worse when you give him a lot of lore to work with.
Yeah.
When you give him a lot of background.
I really like The Watchmen, though.
You know what? That was and that's like, that's
I'm
almost the. Yeah, it's a good counterexample to what I'm saying. I mean, you're right. Like, the fact of the matter is he did pretty good with that.
Yeah.
And,
He didn't direct Man of Steel. I don't think.
yes. Yeah, I'm almost positive. No,
he did,
no,
yeah.
I could be wrong. No,
I think he might have co-directed it.
let me bring this up
He
because
did
I'm
Sucker
not saying
Punch,
this to
so-
be just a
Before anything else, did you read
director Zack Snyder, yeah,
Okay.
and David Goyer wrote it, which is
Did you read the Force Unleashed book? Unleashed book?
No, I didn't.
Unleashed.
I think it's much more accepted as
The canon.
the canon.
Okay.
So, I think the game takes more liberties with everything than.
Guess what, guys? It's all gone now.
Yeah.
It's still
Reset.
fun.
It might not be.
Because they can still bring those characters back.
And Lucas Lucas okayed that storyline specifically.
Yeah, but the new canon is the movies and the 2 TV shows, and then everything after that.
Head canon, man. It's all head canon at this point. It's like Transformers is.
I'm glad these things Vong are gone.
Yeah, me
Which
too.
you have to be a hardcore Star Wars fan to know what they are, and we're not getting into them. I'm not saying this to be like
They're insect
like
food.
some like
Sound like it.
hipster guy, but you should read Watchmen the book because it like you'll.
Oh, I read the book
Nailed it.
far before the movie.
Okay,
came out.
and you still like the movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I thought it left a lot of stuff out of the. Because I read the book after, and then I
Did
went back. and
leave a
watched
lot
the-
out. There's a director's cut of the movie that's better than the theatrical cut.
Okay.
I like the ending in the movie better for a movie.
I'm sorry, what movie are we talking about?
Watchmen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think the movie would be worse if they kept in the
Yeah.
comic ending.
There's a
Yeah.
lot I like about Watchmen, but there's a lot that just didn't hit home for me. It just like it wasn't like I wasn't looking at it and being like this is wrong. This doesn't suit the tone of the film. It just like some reason like didn't have the impact on me that I felt that it meant to.
There's also a Watchmen motion comic.
Yeah. I heard that was pretty cool.
Okay,
It is
yeah.
really good.
And a
Did they
game
get
with
who did they get to
bullshit.
voice? Is it like voice acted as well?
It's voice acted by one guy.
Oh, okay.
It's like an audiobook.
Be cool if they
But there's music and stuff in there. It's really good.
You think DC would be able to like get together a couple of voice actors like Tara Strong or like Bruce Greenwood or whatever and just get them like do the voices and okay.
Can we mention Warcraft?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a Warcraft movie in 2016.
Is there like an embargo on that or something?
the
Directed by what's his name?
Scott Snyder.
yeah, I
Am
should
I allowed to look it up?
Ridley Scott.
I should
it?
I should have this
Or
like just
Diddley
on
Squad.
hand.
Ridley Scott.
It's Duncan Jones.
Aaron bringing
Just
the comedy.
Duncan Jones. Yeah, that's
From
right. Yeah,
Matrix
the guy who
2,
did
can't wait
Moon,
for it.
right?
David
And
Bowie's
wow.
son.
Doesn't he?
is he really?
Yeah, he's David Bowie's son.
Isn't
never knew that.
He makes really good donuts, doesn't he?
Bucky Bowie.
Bucky Bowie.
What's his name?
Trying to think of a
Duncan
knife.
Jones.
Wait. I'm sorry. You say he's David Bowie's son?
Yeah.
Why is his middle name Zoe? Zowie.
Duncan
Bowie.
Zoe.
David
Bowie.
Zoe. Son.
David
Well,
Zoe.
David,
so his name
Bowie's
was-
not. His real name isn't David Bowie though,
No,
is
it's-
it?
he started.
Oh,
it.
Jones.
No, yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's
Nobody-
a good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
okay.
just think it's like
Nobody heard the
odd
joke.
that like
We're confusing
Okey
people.
doke.
they
Jones.
named his middle
Since he
name
started.
something that rhymes with Bowie, or as sometimes they say in England, Bowie. They do say David Bowie there.
No, I think that was Bing Crosby in that Christmas special only.
Okay, I don't know what you're referring to, but that's not what I'm thinking of.
David
but-
Bowie's real name is David Robert Jones.
The power.
Isn't
of
that a
Google.
character in Fringe?
David Jones.
David Robert
Oh.
Jones?
It might be actually. Yeah.
You're thinking.
It kind of sounds familiar, but that's probably on purpose.
Anyway, he
But-
directed Source Code.
Yeah.
Oh, he did
and
Moon.
Moon, yeah.
Is that the source code? What was that one again?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
Source Code came out after Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Source
that
Code was
movie
like
was more recent than
2011. But Warcraft, the really interesting thing about this movie is not just that it's another video game movie, which, we've seen a lot of those before.
When?
What? What are we doing?
Nothing.
Are we impersonating me?
No.
No,
Give me an example of a video game movie.
Max Payne.
King Kong. Oh, that was the other way around.
Okay, no. Okay, Max Payne's one. It's not a lot.
What? Why? I've just said one. It's not.
Far Cry.
Wait, what are we talking about?
That was.
He wanted me
that
to give
was
him an
straight
example
to
of a
DVD.
video game movie.
Far Cry.
Yeah, but you said there's a lot. You
Well,
said there are a
well,
lot.
Tomb Raider.
what's that other movie? It was it
Super Mario
Postal
Bros.
Manhunt. Manhunt. It was made into a movie, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Postal was a
Doom.
movie.
Manhunt is a movie,
Hitman.
but it's not based on the
Every
Oh, really?
Uwe Boll movie
Hitman.
ever.
Hitman's another
Blood
video
Rain.
game film, right?
Alone in
Okay,
the
so
Dark.
they've all been terrible.
Hitman with Timothy
A
Olyphant.
lot of them have been awful,
Hitman
yeah.
wasn't terrible.
Resident
Timothy
Evil.
Olyphant is pretty good.
The only passable ones are the Resident Evil movies and Hitman.
Passable.
first one.
Passable.
The first one, maybe.
No!
I think Max
Maybe.
Payne was passable.
I haven't seen Max Payne.
I thought
reserve
Mark
judgment.
Wasn't it,
Wahlberg.
like,
And by what
Dragon?
that I mean, people seem to like those movies and that they keep being made as
That's a
opposed
prequel to
to
Transformers,
Tomb Raider or the Super Mario Bros. Movie or God help you.
People
Dude.
liking those movies and them keep being made have nothing to do with each other. The
The
director of those movies is married to Mila Jovovich,
People do like those movies.
and she wants to keep making movies, so
Do
he
they?
keeps making those movies. They
Yeah.
do make
People
some.
like
They do make
Transformers.
money, but they're not
The-
good movies.
well, but the really interesting thing about the Warcraft film is that the cinematographer is
I didn't mean to be a total ass.
No, I don't like them or anything, but it's just like
that's not-
those are the only ones I can think of. Like those are the highest quality video game movies outside Hitman,
What?
Max Payne, Resident Evil, and maybe the first Tomb Raider if you're desperate. And then after that,
the
sorry for
my
doing
favorite
that one.
cinematographer, Simon Dugan, is doing the cinematography for this movie.
Is it live action?
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
he
that's a bad
did. For those
mistake.
who don't know, he did like
yeah.
he did like Great Gatsby, and he did iRobot, and he did 300 Rise of an Empire,
Robots.
and so I'm super excited for this on that alone.
My biggest issue with that is that there's no
Almost.
relatable, no like characters in that game.
There are a lot
characters.
of really popular characters in the Warcraft lore.
But
No,
are
they all
like,
look the same,
You can
but-
be an individual.
It's not really
Version
the
of this
game.
character?
It's the
No,
lore
but
of
they're
the
all like
universe.
psych. It's like in.
Deckard Cain.
There
Is
are
it-
books.
Is it like
and
Deckard
there are-
Cain?
There are Warcraft
Yeah.
books.
Diablo.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay,
Warcraft has some decent lore if you read it.
I know.
It's not World of Warcraft, Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Warcraft.
Oh,
It's the
good.
games that preceded it.
It's about,
Yeah,
it's about
those,
general.
Those are better.
There are also good characters in World of Warcraft, though.
Let's not talk about that. Moving on.
But most of the main Warcraft lore characters come from.
I can't wait for you to get up and start your show.
Why do they do it CG? Like every
It's gonna be mostly
Or
Warcraft
animated, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, animated.
Well,
CG.
like
So-
maybe have something like a Harlock space pirate film. Anyone
their
remember that?
trailers are amazing. Like they completely blow the game out of the water.
Yeah,
but if you
except
got-
each one of those trailers probably costs as much as a
No.
live action.
You know what was a great
They
trailer?
probably do.
Those like live action trailers they did for Elder Scrolls Online.
They were live action.
I'm just an idiot, aren't I?
They-
Or you want to tell us about
No,
the
one
time
of those was live
Were they
action.
CG or were they?
Like I'm
in-game?
thinking of one in particular. There was
might
no
have
live
been-
There's
action.
one where Buddy was dressed up as a from Skyrim, right? Like the live
There
action.
was a Skyrim live action trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm
Guys,
thinking
I
of.
mean Scrim. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Scrim.
Destiny had live action
Scrimmage.
trailer or a live action trailer. At the end, they
Yeah.
jumped into the Devil's Hole in Venezuela. I think it's a really big, like deep sinkhole in the ground, and I do mean really deep. Like you can jump into it and you'd be falling for at least 5 minutes.
Remember when you get to
You'd be
the
falling
beginning?
for 5
yeah, that
minutes.
was the best part.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, you'd
5
be
minutes.
falling for 5 minutes.
Not maybe
How
not 5
deep
minutes,
is it?
Maybe not that far,
You're
but
gonna- yeah,
you
it's like-
fall a pretty long time. At
Probably
least
a
reach
longer
terminal
period of time
velocity.
than you would if you were just falling past the Earth. It's like
yeah.
Terminal.
You
at
never
what
get to
point?
that
At what
game.
point, falling for 5 minutes, do you get bored? Like I'm wondering. Like,
A minute in.
at a certain point.
No, because it's that impending doom for 4 minutes that freaks the living
What
crap out of you.
Yeah, but like
I
at
think
some point, you
somewhere
just
around
like.
the 3-minute mark, there'd be a point of serenity, and then at the 4-minute mark, you'd be like,
Yo,
"Oh
well,
crap!"
because here's what I'm thinking, right? Once you're falling for more than like you can't fall very long before you know you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like no matter if you don't know where you're falling from, if you can count time and like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, you're not very long before you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gone. That's it. It's all over.
They should just have a tunnel that goes all the way through the planet.
Really, you can't get above 2 Mississippi without
impractical.
serious
What would
damage.
be?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're-
yeah. Once you
if
If
hit
you're
2
counting and you
Mississippi-
hit 7 Mississippi, then you're dead.
yeah, exactly.
When you get torn apart from the center of the Earth,
Well,
Earth's
if
gravity,
you-
Once you start getting 300
Well,
Mississippi.
the
Small
pressure
penny.
at the end, in the inside of the Earth.
No, I don't think you'd be there long enough. I just like the idea that if you dug a hole all the way through the Earth and then you jumped into it, you'd go all the way straight through the planet, and then by the time you got to the other side, the gravity pulling you the other way would slow you down to the speed you were when you jumped into it. And then
Would
you'd
the
be able to
gravity in the
step
center
out.
of the Earth mess you up?
Presuming that you weren't killed by the...
I don't think it's...
Yeah, assuming you can go straight through.
Is the gravity different
Technically,
at the
way it
center
was
here?
explained to me was that, let's
Yes.
say you were to tunnel from here right to the center of the Earth.
Where everything
You
amasses.
would jump down.
Don't talk over each other. Andrew, don't talk at all, because you can't. Go ahead.
You would, if you were to tunnel straight to the center of the Earth and there was no magma or anything down there, you could just go straight through.
Yeah.
You would get, and just jump down this hole, you would get almost all the way to the top of the other hole, and then you would fall right down. Then eventually, I think you would get stuck in the center.
Said. No, I said you could step out.
Oh, could you step out?
You'd be going the same speed as you were when you jumped in.
Oh, well.
It's like one of those Newton things with the ball bearings.
Like Portal.
Sort of.
Is it
except
like
not
Portal?
Scientific.
Yeah, like
No.
Portal.
That's what portals are. They're just
Portal would
different
be.
ends of a planet.
Okay, no, I'm wondering why it's like Portal. I'm looking for the connection he's
Portal
drawn.
would be you.
I guess
place
I
the
should be
portal
asking
on
you
one
what the
side of the
connection you're
planet,
drawing
and
is,
then
yeah.
you go all the way around to the other side and forget which one you put on that side, and then you place it, and it's the same one that was over there. So then you got to go all the way back and place it again. That's Portal.
And that's why airplanes were made.
We're going to be cluing up the radio show now in about
Alright.
2 minutes and 10
I mentioned
seconds.
a game that came out today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Life is Strange came out, which is a game
What's that
by
I thought you were going to say Dying Light, but okay.
No, you can gloss over that one. It's a game by Don't Nod. They made Remember Me.
Oh, right, yeah.
This game.
The famously, many critics would say, underrated game of
I love that
2013.
game.
Yep, a lot of people did, yeah.
It's
What
got
game?
a really nice atmosphere.
Remember Me. It was a fun game. I played the crap out of it. But Life is Strange is an episodic game. It's entirely different than Remember Me in many aspects. And it's sort of it's hard to describe. It's like a quaint sort of just Walking Dead style game. It's like Remember Me meets Walking Dead almost.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's sort of
Is
just
it choice based? Like what?
yeah. It feels very open in the sense like Walking Dead. It seems very linear and like. You can make choices, and some of them have consequences, but a lot of them, like if you go through the game and play it again, you'll find that like 3 out of the 4 options just sort of lead to dead ends, and there's only really one option sometimes. And sometimes characters can die or they can live, but basically in the end, it's sort of the same outcome. But in this, it seems like there's sort of one main story, but it seems like there's a lot more going on that you can affect. Like reading a poster on a wall can affect the story in a certain way that like a character will approach you that otherwise wouldn't have. Or different
I like
methods
that.
like
Have you played it?
I played through the first episode, yeah.
Cool.
And what's the verdict?
Pick it
Really
up.
good. Yeah,
Recommend
definitely. If the first episode only $5, you can buy all 5 for $22, I think now.
Right on.
And yeah, it's a fun game. It's got a few small issues, no glitches, but I found that there were some like weird issues where the lip syncing wasn't synced up as well as it could have been on some of the characters. And the dialect on like the lexicon of some of the characters is a little dated. It feels a bit like early 2000s. Like some people say like hella in it, and it's just sort of like
A hell
Facepalm.
of people say hell.
yeah, hella.
Still.
We got a clue up now?
Yeah.
If you're
right.
listening to us on the radio, join us on YouTube. Type in Pixel Junkies, you'll find us, or go on to PixelJunkies.ca. Thank you for listening. Join us for the after show. Bye. And we're back for the Pixel Junkies after show.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hurdle.
And
Dicks.
I'm just gonna try to remember if there's anything in particular that I wanted to mention. So me and Adam are going to see Mordecai tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so what?
Wait. Hold up.
Instead of going to see more,
I want to just segue off what Aaron
guy
said
from
just
Borderlands.
for a quick second.
Yeah, rock on. Yeah.
I was going through my iPhone today and saw that there's a Sons of Anarchy game out. It's episodic, similar to Walking Dead. Something I want to try out. I don't know if it's going to be good, but you can get the whole season pass.
Is
thing
it
and everything
similar
for
to
it.
The Walking Dead though?
Well, it's like it's like the choice based and the animation style is very similar.
Let's play The Lost and
I looked
Dead.
this up.
For
GTA 4.
no, this is actually like you make
Yeah, but nobody cares for
decisions and
that.
stuff.
Oh no, iOS, yeah.
Yeah,
ISO.
I saw. Oh yeah.
International Standard Organization.
I don't know if it's well received or anything. I think I got it in a Facebook ad, so it's probably not the greatest thing in the world. But at the same time, like I think it could potentially be good. The show is good.
sorry?
Is that
I
the
couldn't
guy
find
from
the name of that sinkhole.
thing on Discovery
Speaking about ads, by the way, every MMO
Is that it?
No.
Oh.
every MMO in the world needs to change their advertising strategy. Like MMO, like I get it. There's a lot of free MMOs. It's probably hard to market. Find a way to market that's not these like gigantic like banner MMO ads that have just some random chick on it who may or may not be in the game.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that's just I don't know if the term chick is offensive. If it is, I'm sorry.
Who's the one that had Kate? What's her name? Who's the model? No, the other one. Kate something.
Kate Upton?
Yeah, there you go. They're doing ads for like Game of War or some crappy.
Really?
That's an iOS game as well.
Yeah, it's like
Game of War? They're really running out of titles for these things that subtly copy off of other titles, aren't they?
Phone games are the worst, right? They're like the hit cousins of the video game world, right? So you don't.
Well, the thing is, like, now we're getting to a point where you can actually port over, like, The Walking Dead Season 1 and 2
but who plays that on a phone?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
The controls, like, no matter what game it is, on a phone, the controls are terrible. Like
not for a choice-based game.
Angry Birds works. Yeah, but still.
Infinity Blade is alright.
Yeah, but it's so, like, crashy and the frame rate is, like, 3.
Infinity Blade?
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
like
had any issues with Infinity
Oh, I've had issues.
Update your iOS.
This was like 2 years ago, Jordan.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I just want to summarize Life is Strange because I sort of cut off at the end of the radio show.
Sons of Anarchy, The Prospect.
Go fuck yourself.
The one.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear more about the game.
Oh, thanks,
Go
Adam.
ahead.
I just
didn't
wanted
even
to
realize you were still trying to talk.
Go fuck yourself.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to briefly say that
No, stop.
I can't remember what I'm talking about now. It's got a really good atmosphere. It's got a great style, and it's
So, like, can you
feels
give a
very
basic
unique.
overview of the plot?
No,
Uh,
no.
Just like a not even, like just like a back of the box synopsis.
Aliens invade SoCal, and you have to destroy them.
Soul Calibur.
you play as a girl,
No,
Maxine.
SoCal, Southern California. Right?
Soul Calibur.
SoCal. Aliens invade
Jesus
SoCal,
Christ.
That's cool.
and you have to kill them.
I like that. That's a cool premise.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Plays
And
with
this
dinosaurs.
game. All right, Jordan, fucking.
Alien dinosaurs.
Or you can view them.
Yeah.
Zombie dinosaurs from outer space.
No, fuck that. That's unrealistic.
Okay.
When's your early access game coming out on Steam and then never getting an official release because he gets pulled for being a piece of shit?
Well, we get pulled for being completely offensive, not being a piece of shit.
What game are we talking about?
The one
I don't
make.
know, man.
What?
The one I make.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is like a hypothetical situation, yeah.
Aaron, have you pulled the trigger on getting
What's
that survival game? I forget what it's called.
Dying Light?
Stranded Deep.
Stranded Deep.
I have not.
What's that about?
It's sort of like The Forest, if you've seen that. It's basically just
Is that the one I
cast
played?
away the game.
No.
No.
Oh.
That's a really funny Let's Play that you guys did.
Has anyone played Dying Light yet?
No.
No, I heard.
I don't
good
much care about
things.
I've heard
I didn't hear anything.
Dead Island, but better.
But
Yeah.
the people who made
But
Dead
Dead
Island
Island
made this.
Yeah.
And we're like, everything we didn't do with Dead Island, we did in this game, apparently.
Yeah, well, you've gotten my money and I wasn't happy about it. So.
I
Did
don't
you play it?
I played Dead Island. And that was terrible.
Oh, Dead Island was fun.
It was an MMO that wasn't an MMO. So
It was
like,
it was
sort
the
of-
fun,
destiny of zombie games.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it, but move on.
I don't think I'll pick it up just because I'm sick of zombies at this point and I'm really done with it. And
I'll buy it when it's on sale. I'm not spending
Yeah.
$70 on it.
Wait,
Yeah,
has
neither
anyone
am I.
did
Yeah.
anyone play Dead Island 2?
There was a second one.
Is
Dead
that out
Island
yet?
2 is not out yet. Riptide is out.
And then
Oh,
there was
the
a
second
third
one.
one.
The trailer for the second one happened at E3 though, didn't it?
Yeah, that's not being made by the same people.
Oh, right. That's
That's not
the
being
thing.
made by the people that made the first game. The people that made the first game made Dying Light.
anyway, this new game, what's it called?
What are we talking about now?
You're
Stranded
talking the
Deep?
one that's like the
Stranded Deep.
It's just you play as Tom Hanks and he's on a
Really?
plane.
No.
Okay.
And you crash and there's like a bunch of packages and stuff that you can pick up and basically you just survive. There's
It's
no
Castaway the game.
basically yeah. There's no like evil bad guy. There's just sharks.
Is there any
and-
resolution?
I would assume that there is. I've read a bunch of
1080p.
reviews on it.
I was just going to say 1920 by 1080.
Shush.
Never
Stop
running it
hacking
in
them all.
4K.
Anyways, no, like, is it a survival game?
In
or
the trailer, the trailer ends with him holding up or shooting a flare, and there's like jet stream of a plane going overhead. So I would assume that at some point you can get rescued. You can also build a raft and like sail off into the sea and like I guess look for boats. Yeah, really though.
I like it. I like
I don't
the
think
idea.
I don't think there's anything in it at the moment though. I've read a bunch of reviews saying like it seems very limited right now. It's still in early access.
Oh,
It just
okay.
came out.
You should be able to shoot the plane down with the flare.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe that's the thing. Like at a
Laser
certain point in the
pointer.
story, you start going
Shine it
crazy
in his
and
eyes.
start just shoot the flare at whatever you see.
Instead of rescuing you, they come down and like just lecture you on not pointing lasers in people's eyes and then leave a game.
I love the idea of playing a game where your character slowly goes crazy throughout the game.
I agree.
My favorite part of the Batman Arkham Asylum was the
Scarecrow bit? Yeah.
parts.
Yeah,
Those are cool, yeah.
And it's similar to Far Cry 4 where you start taking hallucinogens.
Yeah.
And you start blurring the lines of what's actually happening and stuff like that.
Yeah. Far Cry 3 did that too.
Yeah, well, speaking of Far Cry 3, I just beat it like yesterday. That game is good right up until the end. And the end is...
The very
Far
end?
Cry
The very end. I did not like...
Were you given the choice?
Yeah. And I don't like how it's the... I felt like... What? Up until that point in the game, there's like... There's not a lot of choice, but I felt like I was playing this really... game. And I mean, the ending made sense to a point, but I played the good ending, I guess.
Yeah.
And I went back and I watched the video on the bad ending because I'm like, I don't want to go back and play it. And
that bad ending is so bad.
Yeah, I'm just like, you really get the shaft from the bad ending, man.
Is that 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mind too much the good ending.
Can I ruin
it was
Please
anticlimactic.
don't, Jordan.
Can you ruin 4?
Can I ruin the ending of 4?
No, absolutely not.
It's so funny. There's this...
Please don't.
It's something I did.
Did you do it?
No.
You should have done
But
it.
I didn't. But when I didn't, I did something else that I want to tell everybody.
You should have done it.
I'll tell you later.
You should have done it.
I want to look that up, but I'll tell you later.
I heard that at the beginning of the game, you're in this cafe and you're talking to the evil dictator, and he gets up to go away, and at that point, you're supposed to leave. But if you just hang out in the cafe
if you wait there for like 15 minutes, he'll come back.
And then the game ends.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
He just tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
So you can beat the game in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm totally doing that.
Yeah.
I think you even get the achievement for beating the game and everything.
That's amazing.
This weekend, these episodes are recorded on Friday, right? Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
It is Friday.
So tomorrow, Saturday, me and Adam are going to see Mordecai. Now my rule...
Kingsman instead?
No, definitely not. So I'm writing a review for it, and
it's not just like dudes from the Bay with guns in
Kingsman?
London. Yeah,
no, it's about like
it's like people with backwards
it's
hats
Johnny
on.
Depp being another overacted character.
That's Mordecai. Kingsman is about.
It's
about.
Like, what are we talking about? Kingsman?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to see Mordecai, and Adam started
Mordecai?
talking about Kingsman.
I'm just thinking of the dude from Borderlands, the movie.
Oh right,
the wrestler.
Well, anyways, when I'm writing a review for a movie, I don't watch other reviews before I do my review. That's my rule, right? Because I just, I'm not saying I'm easily influenced, but I don't want to take the risk to find out that I might be easily influenced.
Buy a car, right?
So you write a review and then
I'm not
read
buying
it
a
week
car.
later?
Well, you're not easily influenced.
Anyways, but I didn't know I was writing the review for Mordecai at the time.
Right.
So I watched like the first 10 seconds of review, and during that time I found out I was writing the review for Mordecai, and all I heard was, well, I absolutely hated it. And so I know for a fact that a lot of people hate this movie. I know the reviewer I was watching hated it, and I've only heard bad things.
Yeah.
But I am still trying to go in with an open mind.
I've heard really bad things about this movie. If I'm walking out of the theater, you can stay for the whole thing, but then that's your ride home.
Okay, fair enough, I guess, yeah. I don't think I've ever left a movie except The Bourne Supremacy.
What is it about?
That wasn't the purpose.
It's supposed to be like a Pink Panther kind of thing, but I heard it's really not funny.
Yeah.
It's like a Pink Panther.
See that?
I heard it was Pink Panther directed by Adam Sandler.
Apparently,
God no.
I think it was I don't know, the AV Club or something gave it a good review. So that's one good review.
Out of everyone else,
someone liked it.
You didn't walk out of the Bourne Supremacy because you hated it, though.
I walked out of the Bourne Supremacy because I needed to throw up because the camera work was mad. I was sitting in the front row.
I came as close as I ever have to I've only ever walked out of 2 movies. Once because I was little, and my friend's dad took me and his son to a movie, and he didn't obviously read anything about it because it was I think it might have been Kill Bill, and we were 8 or something. And
man, you were the luckiest 8-year-olds ever.
Dude, I watched Commando when I was 8.
And anyway, he made us walk out of that one, and then he.
Oh no!
And then he. The other one was Transformers 4 when they said, "What's this new element called? Transformium." I think you guys heard me say, "What?" We're not off the radio, right?
Yeah, we're off the radio. Yeah.
What the actual fuck? And I went to stand up and I said, "No, I'm doing the review," and I sat back down. But man, I was really tempted to walk out.
I think I've only ever decided to go to the washroom during one movie, and that was The King's Speech. It was just bore me to tears.
Man, I had to pee during Star Wars Episode 3.
Oh, really?
I was so
During what part?
heartbroken that I couldn't hold it. Through the
I
whole
fell
thing.
asleep during Avatar,
I had to
woke
miss
up,
some.
and didn't miss anything.
You were the chosen one.
What part did you miss?
When they were Order 66.
Oh, that's like the best part.
I know.
The one part.
I know, but if I had stayed, I would have pissed my clothes.
Yeah, that's
Why
when-
didn't you
that's-
leave it earlier for?
That's when you do it.
There's like I can think of at least like 5 scenes that you could have gotten up, gone to the bathroom, come back, and missed fucking nothing.
I know.
You know what?
I know.
You know what I have a problem with, and I'm writing an article about this week, the weekend for the Pixel Junkies website about just some stuff I wanted to get out of the way and say about critics, so people don't because you get a lot of different critic hating things.
Yeah.
I just want to address all of them,
Rory?
and so I never have to address them again. Yeah,
Are you a
what's up,
critic?
man?
Do you consider yourself a critic?
Yeah, sure,
Go
yeah.
fuck yourself.
Thanks, man. Do you know I once did an interview
Jordan
with
is a
you
critic of
where you
critics.
supported the idea of criticism of art?
Yes.
I just want to
just
say,
being a
You're a
liar.
hypocritical
I'm
piece
not.
of
I'm
shit.
just being an
You
idiot.
are a hypocritical piece of shit.
I'm
The-
being an idiot.
But but one thing I want to address here is just when you talk about a movie and you say you didn't like it, I didn't like The King's Speech, I didn't like Lincoln. Those are all widely loved movies. I'm not hating on your movie. I'm not being a hater.
I am.
I just thought it was boring. It
gonna
just didn't
hate.
appeal to me. It's not my fault. And if I can't identify a specific reason why, they went wrong here, I'm not gonna say it was bad. I'm not gonna say it was bad. I'm just gonna say I wasn't entertained. If I can find a reason, I'm finding a reason though.
Uwe Boll, though, you can fuck off.
He wanted to direct Warcraft, I think.
Didn't he?
Yes.
Thank God they didn't give that to him. Didn't he once challenge a critic to a boxing match?
Yeah.
Because the critic gave him a really bad review, and he's like, "Okay, I'll fight you for it." And then he beat the ever-living man shit out of him.
He had a petition one time, I think he said, to get 50,000 signatures and he would stop making movies. And they never got to 50,000. I don't know what number they got to, but he basically made a video afterward. It was like, we didn't get all the signatures, so fuck all of you. I'm still making movies.
Here we go. He made a bid to direct, but was turned away by Blizzard, who he claims to have said, "We will not sell the movie rights, not to you, especially not to you."
That's great.
Here's why
Is that an exact quote?
Here's why Uwe Boll's a better director than Michael
that's
Bay.
I ended the quote sort of early, but yeah, that is
That's awesome.
Actually, no,
in
never
quotation
mind.
marks.
I take that back. Here's why Ed Wood. Do you guys know who Ed Wood is?
Yep.
Do you know who Ed Wood
This
is?
is Woody Harrelson's brother.
Yeah.
Is he the guy who was in the
Woody
Remember
Harrelson.
the
His
Titans?
last
name is
name-
Harrelson.
Was he the one who was in
is
Remember the
directly related,
Titans?
Is Ed Wood's brother.
What the fuck are you saying?
Yep.
Wasn't
Yep.
His last name is another guy's nickname.
he? Yeah.
All right.
Woody Harrelson. What name's their kid Woody?
His name is Woodrow.
What name's their kid Woodrow?
Woodrow Wilson's dad.
The parents of the Wheel of Harrison.
Also, I think a lot of Woodies, it's not their actual first name.
Yeah.
It's like,
Where the fuck does it come from though?
well, it depends.
Toy Story.
I'm gonna take an example, the
your movies.
YouTuber Woody, Woody's gamer tag. That's like a version of his last name. That's a modification of his last name.
Woody.
Anyway,
Is Woody Harrelson's actual name Woody Harrelson? Was he born Woody, or is it something else that he sort of?
Woodford.
Let's see.
If you're looking
it's Woodrow.
go see Tom.
I think Wood is only short for Woodrow. I don't think there's any other.
Right. Did you know someone asked
obscure
me?
radio reference
My name's
right there.
Rory, and someone once asked me if that was short for Robothan.
Bob and Mackay and Marshall.
Fuck those guys.
Anyway,
They're all lawyers, man. You better watch your mouth.
What are
Wait,
they
why
gonna
is
do?
this wiki in a
Sue you.
different language?
They'll
Oh.
sue me.
Yeah.
Wait,
They'll find a way. They're lawyers.
Right.
so here's
That's not the chair going. That's not Jordan controlling the chair, by the way.
why is the first Google option a Wikipedia that's in a
fuck are we
different
doing?
language?
What are you doing?
What are you doing,
Come
Adam?
on over.
I'm coming around to this camera. I can't be on that camera.
What camera? This camera?
No.
You're not gonna be able to be in that camera.
You
Go
can't
to
get
this
around
camera. Go
here.
back.
You can come stand behind us if you need to. You won't get the chair around here. Nice gut.
I like your tapered shirt there at the bottom. Gives you a little taste of what's to come.
Can someone explain to me why the default language of this is... Oh, I'm using Buskar Khan Google, that's why.
That's a virus.
Come in between us, Adam.
I'm over here now.
Glad this is now a video.
Someone changed the language settings on this browser.
To what?
I don't know.
What did you say it was?
I'm using Buskar Khan Google.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what language
Have you ever used
this is
Google?
in.
Just use Bing, man.
But it says it's Google Canada, but it's not. When I look up Woody Harrelson, it gives me... This is the first result. Why?
Oh, that raises the point. I did a bad thing today, guys.
Oh, you
Okay.
pre-ordered, didn't you?
I did.
What did you
I
pre-order?
pre-ordered GTA 5. on
I knew
PC.
that was going to be it.
But you said you weren't going to.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to hold out.
What did they
But
offer
their
you?
pre-order offer ends
What
tomorrow.
did they offer you?
What did they offer you?
Extra money for
Fucking
online.
liar.
Money in the game.
You're a piece of shit.
Extra money for
You
online.
are.
I'll use it. I'm going to buy the game anyway. I don't care if it's broken. They're getting my money. So if I have extra money for online, I'm happy.
You're a part of the disease, man.
I know I am. I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
a
rotting the
disease.
earth to the core.
Yeah. You're fucked.
I'm enabling Ubisoft.
You know,
to steal
Friggin'
more of your
Hitler
money.
2 over
You know,
there.
I'm
you know
sorry,
what you're
guys.
like? You're like that commander guy from Avatar. Is like, my job is to protect you from everything that crawls, flies, and squats
Especially
in the
this
mud.
8.5 foot long Bowie knife.
I've been meaning to watch that again. I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
Avatar?
Stupid movie.
You mean Avatar, the James Cameron film?
Yeah.
You can literally fall asleep at any point and not miss anything.
I'm not crazy about it.
Should I watch
I'm
it?
telling
Should
you.
I even bother?
Go
No.
back and watch it.
Watch it again.
Go
It's
back.
fun.
It's 3 hours of your life. Go back and watch it again. If you can't get through it, then
It's
you
3
can-
hours wasted. There's so much better. You could jerk off for 3 fucking hours and have a great time, or you could watch Avatar, fall asleep at the
How
1.5
do you not
hour
like
mark,
it? How do you not
wake
like
up and
Avatar?
half
I
hour
didn't
later and
like
not
it very
miss
much
anything.
either,
What if
actually.
you jerk off?
CGI looks wicked.
Oh, right, because it's Jordan. I see
You
what you're
like
saying.
Transformers, you like freaking X-Men, you like Amazing
X-Men's
Spider-Man.
wicked because of characters.
Oh, so why didn't you like Avatar?
Jordan,
The
whose
characters
idea
are
of a
shit.
good time is jerking off for 3 hours. Go ahead.
You can jerk off for 3
I like the
hours.
end of that.
Yes.
Everything gets really quiet right there at the end. It's just like, they're going to jerk off for 3 hours. Go ahead.
Anyway, fuck Avatar. I did not like
The
it.
game.
Go
The
back.
game's terrible.
I've never been
Both games.
crazy about James Cameron. I've seen movies of his that I
Titanic
really
is
liked,
good.
but
Terminator 2 is a fucking wicked movie.
Terminator 2
the
is
best
quite
movie.
good, yeah.
That is really good.
But fuck Avatar.
Aliens is
If I can fall asleep
Titanic
for a
had some
half
good
hour
scenes.
anywhere in the movie and not miss anything, what the fuck is the point of having that half hour in the movie at all?
Jordan, I have a question for you. Did you fall asleep at some point during that movie and not miss anything? That hasn't been made clear over the 8 fucking times you said that example!
If I fall asleep for
You can't
a
do
half
that to me.
hour,
You can't do that to me. It hurts too much.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it's really loud.
He didn't
Roy
bang the
is not
table.
dead.
What?
He didn't bang the table.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
he
you're
did.
right. It was great.
We should.
No, he
That's why I got
banged the
arms.
table.
I did not bang the table.
He
Bang the
banged-
fucking arms of the chair.
Banged his
That's
arms.
why I fucking got them. Shut the fuck up and sit down.
Again.
Jordan, how many times have you seen Avatar?
I tried to watch it in its entirety at least 3 times.
How many times did you fall asleep?
3 times.
How many
Separate
times did you watch it
occasions.
when you were tired?
Never.
So you got a complete movie out of it.
No.
You fell asleep at different times.
I don't know. I don't know.
Did
I
you
will
see the
admit-
end?
I don't miss it. I didn't miss anything. So I don't know.
Now, Jordan, I am 100% agreeing with you. They could cut out easily an hour of that movie and you would not miss anything.
They could.
But go back and give it a watch because
All I'm saying, instead of wasting 3 hours of your life, watch the first maybe 25 minutes and watch the last 25 minutes, and then that's 50 minutes out of your life. That's gone.
Then you get
That's
2
all.
hours and 10 minutes to jerk off.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. That's the only point I'm trying to make here. You only need the first 25 and the last 25.
Because 90 minutes is 3 hours.
What? It's 90
Whatever,
minutes?
let's gloss over it.
25 and 25 is 50.
Okay, so whatever, Jordan.
Oh my
It's still
god.
not 3 hours.
Batman!
Batman
Batman comics. I've been meaning to read Batman.
Start with I don't know, year 1.
Year one.
Start with year
I've
1.
been
Yeah.
meaning to get like
Do you mean any Batman comics or the current Batman comics?
essential readings of Batman.
Year 1, Long Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither of which I own, but you can watch your one the movie, and that's actually pretty good.
Oh,
adaptation from what I heard.
who is it who does Batman? Ben McKenzie for that. He plays Gordon in Gotham right now.
And
I could be wrong about.
You can also watch
See,
Batman:
the
The Dark Knight Part 1 and Part 2. Those are fantastic movies.
He's been in like Southland. If you saw that,
I can lend you.
It's like a cop show. It's actually quite good.
I watched
Rival.
I watched Under the Red Hood. I really like that.
Oh, that's fantastic. When did you see that? Just like recently, or
last year?
Oh, okay, yeah, it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, he was one of the Robins.
Okay,
he was the second Robin. There's
Jason Todd, right?
Yeah, there's been 5 Robins.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, it was in Batman Year One that Ben McKenzie played Batman.
Was he in the OC?
Now let me check this. Yes, he was. Good call.
Who?
Ben McKenzie.
Was he the main character?
In the OC? I don't know. He was Ryan Atwood. Was Ryan Atwood the main character?
Think so.
What is that? Don't explain it to me. Don't tell me.
I have 38 or 37 issues of the current Batman run. I've been reading them since they started coming out.
Yeah.
If you want to borrow them, you can, because the Scott Snyder's run on the series has been fantastic.
Is that the one you promised to loan to me?
No, the one I promised to loan you is Batman Eternal.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Okay.
He's been in as many episodes as anyone else has. 92.
Yeah.
Always, man.
I've never seen the OC. Any good?
I don't know. I don't know too much about television.
I saw a couple episodes.
Oh.
So come with me to the Time Masters next time I go, and we'll do a thing.
Okay.
We'll make it a whole thing.
How cute!
I'd rather not spend any money.
The guys are finally getting
any money.
Well, you're looking at PDFs then, I guess.
Well, maybe I can.
Not PDFs.
Or whatever.
Yep.
Maybe I can just read them in the store. They don't mind that, do they?
No, they don't mind
Increase
that.
the covers all the way around the back. And
I used to do that with a political science textbook. I used to go to the bookstore and read it.
We worked with the employees who work there. Their siblings.
And they let you tear the pages out and take them home.
There's a guy that works there I really don't like.
Is he
Let's not say who he is on the show.
Yeah.
No slander.
Well, that's
Just
not
gander.
slander, but
I bought
Do the thing again.
what time stamp is that?
what? Oh, I thought you were making. It's 123.
You got your legs
Okay,
up.
we're
That
cutting
makes
that
it so
out.
much worse.
I didn't mean to say that. We're gonna cut that out.
What are we cutting out?
What I said.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say it again because then we're gonna have to cut that out.
I missed it.
Oh,
So
but the slander?
Yeah.
No, you never said anything bad about.
did.
There's a bad person. There's bad people in this world.
Yeah, but I don't want that said.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Say it
It's all
again.
good,
What are you talking
yeah.
about?
No. Another good Batman comic that you can read is.
It has to go through 2 people to get cut.
no, it only has to go through me. Well, yes, you're right. It does have to go through 2 people because the full audio goes to him, not me.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about so I can cut it?
It's at 123. I say something about one of the people who work at Tom Masters.
Recently. I bought a thing there once, and they made me
I like
feel
all
like
those guys.
piece of
They're
shit.
really awesome.
Because I took it out of a box. It was at the bottom of a box that wasn't on display, and I was like, I'm going to buy this. It was only like $4 or $5. Brought up the counter, and they're like, oh, someone's finally buying whatever that is. Like, whatever the thing I was buying. And they're like, I was like, okay, why do you have a whole box of these? Just, I don't know. Kind of made you feel a bit shitty.
Yeah.
I like the spot.
One time I bought I went to buy a little Halo action figure. It was like 4 or 5 years back. One of the Todd McFarlane figures he was doing.
That's cool.
Let me finish my freaking story.
You're
such an asshole tonight. Do your dick
It's because I'm wearing a sweater vest. I know.
Yeah, I know. It's like douchebag extreme.
I'm gonna be such a fucking asshole to you.
I didn't know that was a sweater vest. I'm sorry, continue.
Who are you playing
Like a
with tonight?
spit stain on the front there in the middle.
You're not telling.
What's all this?
we gotta get Andrew to say what he finish the
Oh,
story.
anyway, I was just
Like
like
a discoloration.
completely normal. Do you have any of these series? He was like, inside voice. Inside voice.
I would literally hop over the counter.
He said
and beat
inside
the
voice to you?
Fuck
Yeah,
out of
apparently I was
somebody
talking
who
too loud.
said that to me.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean? Can you hear me now, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Now I'm on top of you?
I remember I went to.
Jesus!
I was at this place. I was ordering a bagel. So I waited in the lineup forever. Right, finally get to the front of the lineup. I'm like, I'd like a bagel, and they're like, we don't have any bagels. Next.
It was like the soup Nazi or something. Like, we don't have what you want. Get the fuck out.
Exactly. I
fuck do you think
actually
you
went
are?
back and waited in the line again. Like,
No, you never do that.
Oh, I really wanted food. I was hungry.
Yes, but don't let somebody tell you to fucking get out of line. You're like,
you gotta drop kick
I
the
asked
counter.
you-
At that point, no. At that point, honestly,
Wow.
if someone does that to me, I feel like I'm totally justified jumping behind the counter and eating whatever I
you
see.
elbow the glass, shatter that shit, and use it to shank them.
I was robbed at a
Because
store
that is
once.
fuck. That's
You were robbed at a
dickery.
store? Are you
That's a
serious?
really
Yeah.
extreme
it
reaction.
was
Someone's
like
being a dick, ergo homicide, or at
Yes.
least battery when
Get him
assault.
out of the
This
fucking
is something I've
population.
never heard. You were robbed in a store?
I don't
By
believe
the
this.
cashier. It was at a store. I won't say where it was or what it was, but it was like a fast food joint.
Tim Hortons.
And
The one on
No. Okay, moving on.
no. Anyway, so it was at a place, and we were finished doing what we were doing because it was in like a public facility, so it wasn't just there to buy food. We were like doing a thing, and then I don't want to say what it was because then it might give away where it is. But anyway, so we went to this place afterwards, and I bought some things, and I gave the girl $10 because I had a $10 bill, and I got my couple things, and then she gave me my stuff, and I was like waiting for my change, and she's like, next, and I'm like, where's my change? What I bought is not $10 exactly. It was like maybe $2 or $3, like a drink and a thing, and I was like, where's my change? And she's like, next. And I was only like 7 or 8 at the time, so I was just stupid and just sort of left.
That was
But,
yeah.
You know what? Kids are really easy to rob.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure they just
Well-
do it all the time, like, oh, I guess I didn't get any change.
Remember
Oh,
the kid I robbed?
No.
Sci-Fi and the Rock? I'm sorry, little boy. Remember the kid that bought like a poster and gave us...
He gave you a
Too much
20.
money.
He gave you a 20,
Yeah.
and the poster's 10, and then he just left. And we got
Which
an
is
extra $10.
fine because he left. He had like social...
That was a tip. He tipped
I think there might have
100%.
I think there might have been like a moment where he was waiting to
I
get
don't think
money
he
back.
had. I don't think he had a social understanding.
He
He
was
waited
like-
for money. He didn't get money. He
It just
waited
sort-
for money. Yeah.
But you're just a fucking
He
dick.
looked at him until he left.
No, you didn't. Okay.
There was an eternal
Why am
discussion.
I on
Like,
the show?
Andrew was
I
sort of
want
like,
out.
do I owe
I'm
him money?
terrible with that sort of thing, which is...
Okay.
That's
All right,
entirely
oh,
my
oh,
fault,
he's gone.
and not Pixel Junkies' fault.
Wait, what
I'm
sort
coming
of thing?
to the next one,
What
and I
sort
will
of thing?
handle
What
all that
other
'cause I'm good
things?
at it. I will
I'm
not
sorry.
read
I'm
it
sorry.
for
What
you.
other
need to
things fall
register
into this
soon.
category?
What?
You're
You need to
terrible with
register.
that sort of thing. What sort of thing is that? Like what is the category
Social
of things?
interaction with people who are not us.
Oh,
No. It's...
Yes. It's a video.
Asshole.
It's a
Asshole.
video.
You're an asshole.
You're being
I
a
know.
fucking asshole tonight. Shut the fuck up.
Cashier stuff.
oh, okay, yeah.
Transactions.
I'm with you. Yeah.
20 minus 10.
I've realized
It's
that.
10.
I'm good at math, not good at transactions.
I get it. You panic when
30 seconds later,
there's a
Andrew's like,
line and
oh, wait.
It's not even the panicking. It's just like my brain shuts off temporarily during the transaction.
I do that all the time,
Yeah.
like in basic things, like at
Yeah.
the grocery stores. Adam knows when he tried to see me fix the root beer on the thing, on the conveyor.
we can't even explain that story because we don't have the you can only explain it at the using a conveyor belt. But it was in that moment that I realized this man should never get behind the wheel of a car.
It was a disaster. Well, it was like what was happening was I put like the root beer on the conveyor, right, and it sort of fell down.
In the cash,
right?
like the cash, little
Yeah, exactly. And it fell down, so I tried to stand it back up, but the conveyor was still moving, and it fell down again. And I must have done this 6 times.
At least 6 or 7, just gunk, 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 gunk,
And
gunk.
the
And then finally
cashier
I
was
grabbed it and lifted it up and put it back down somewhere else and then moved on. I looked at Roy and I was like, seriously?
Yeah, the cashier was just staring at me.
It was pretty awkward. It was pretty fucking awkward. There was also that time that we were at a, I don't think we've ever said this on the podcast. We were at a Boston Pizza. And
Oh.
waitress came up and she's like, "Hi, what?" And she looked at me and she was like, "What do you want to drink?" I'm like, "I'll have a Dr. Pepper." And she's like, looked at Roy. He's like, "What do you have?" He's like, "I'm Dr. Pepper." And he didn't say anything else. He didn't say anything else. He shut down. He looked at his menu and the woman was just like, "Okay." And she checked off and then she left.
She asked me. She double checked. She was like, "I'm sorry, you're Dr. Pepper." I didn't know what.
You didn't even respond.
I
You
didn't
just
know what
shut
to
down.
do. What am I supposed to do? I'm not going to deny being Dr. Pepper.
Does Boston Pizza
I
have
think
Dr.
you
Pepper?
should.
They used to. I don't know if they still do, but at that
I
time
think
they did.
that's
they
like
switch?
false claims.
Oh, by the way, you wanted to tell the story about the time Sandy's shed got on fire. You wanted to tell that ages ago. You might as well tell it now while we're here.
Wait, I had something to say about.
So we're at Sandy's. I'll tell my version of the story, right?
Okay.
How much time do we have?
We got plenty of time.
Were you guys there?
Jordan, how long is your thing?
Oh yeah. So
2 seconds.
So
Jordan,
me and
go ahead. Hang on, Jordan.
okay, yeah, 2 seconds.
Just returning back to people being stupid. I'm not done. What did you skipped 4?
Jordan, stop saying the thing. Just get onto the thing.
Anyway, when I worked at a fast food restaurant,
You're being too slow. It doesn't matter. Just say you're working somewhere. Go on.
this kid comes in, hands me a bunch of money,
Stupid kid. Yeah.
and there's like thousands of coins.
$15 worth of coins. Go ahead.
It was $15 worth of coins, and he was like, "I want a small sandwich, which costs exactly $1.50."
I didn't know
He said he hands me $15 worth of change and says, "Can you count this for me?"
Sizes.
Guess his age.
18.
11.
26.
Was it me?
18. 18. Andrew's not wrong.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He said count
Mental fucking math.
Did he?
What?
Did he tell you to count it?
Yes.
And did you go?
He could not. I wanted to heat it up and flick it into his forehead.
I would have given it to him for free at that point.
No,
honestly.
no, never.
Yeah.
I made him pay 6 times his actual value.
Oh, okay.
And pocketed the change. I'm just joking. I would never do that.
You should say there's a counting coins tax and just taking all of it and put it into a bag.
Exactly.
So
Garbage human.
Before, just because Jordan said his thing, I got a really quick
Okay,
thing.
sure, yeah.
Once I was at some restaurant, I'm not going to say where, this was years ago, and the thing
Was
I
it
bought...
McDonald's?
No, it wasn't. The thing I bought, it wasn't like a sit-down place, it was like a Wendy's style place. It wasn't Wendy's, though, and that's why I said Wendy's.
Carl's Jr.
And shut the fuck up!
We don't have Carl's Jr.
Sonic! Walgreens!
So Sandy shed con fire.
See, it's tricky because I can't turn down his mic without turning down yours, and you're the one trying to tell the story.
I'm sorry.
So Sandy's shed caught on fire.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so me and Adam are at our friend Sandy's house playing Dead Space, I think. And so anyways, we get this knock on the back door, right? Which is
on the back.
A little odd
now,
because Sandy's backyard is like 3 acres long. Like to go around to the back door is kind of.
And the purpose of this story, I love Sandy's family, but he lives kind of close to a rougher area of town, so it's not that far out of the way to think that there was some mischief going on.
Right, yeah.
Although even if you were living where Roy lives, which is near King William, which is a very nice neighborhood, if somebody knocked on your back door at 11 o'clock at night, there's some mischief going on there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, so we go back to the door and the guy's there. He's like, shed's on fire. And it's like shed's on fire. Like you would say anything else. Like you would say gonna rain tonight. Which
I didn't ask you to put it on fire.
Which is
out,
like
please.
Like we don't know. So Sandy,
washing your windshield.
Sandy, who's an exceptionally calm individual, just like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Adam, you call 911. Where you get some fire extinguishers. We're gonna go out and see what we can do with this fire.
He told you to turn the bath water on. Because I got the fire extinguishers.
No, because I definitely had a fire extinguisher back there.
And asking
yeah, but you got one fire extinguisher. I carried the rest out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At least 6.
Well, I'm for sure I did not call 911. Someone else did.
That was me.
That was you. Okay, so for sure Adam called 911, right? So I grab a fire extinguisher and I go out with Sandy, and Adam gets the rest. Apparently, I didn't see this because fire. Yeah. And so, anyways, we're all putting the fire out. Well, we're not putting the fire out. This fire is a lot bigger than you think it would be. Like, this shed is massive, and the entire thing is on fire.
Yeah, the shed is just gone.
The shed is gone, and
right next to the shed is a tree which connects to the back of, like, Pippi Park. So, like, we're talking, if the trees start to go, we're fucked. So.
Yeah, and I remember... the 2 guys who had told us that the shed was on fire didn't do anything.
They walked away.
Yeah, and I think they walked away and watched from a distance.
They definitely started it.
You know what the thing that surprised me about it most
something
was?
Just fall out of your mouth?
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, like, this might sound stupid, but the thing that surprised me most is how hot the fire was. Like, we're in the backyard. We're a fair distance away from it. We're not going in. We're not firefighters. We're just a bunch of guys with some fire extinguishers, right? And it's like, it was really hot. But then, anyways, all got resolved. Fire department comes. My mom actually came over, and she was...
Your mom got there at the same time the fire department did, and she was losing her mind.
Yeah, she was kind of freaking out, I think, because from a distance, if you stand back from Sandy's house, which is quite a ways
from the road,
in...
it looked like his house was on fire.
The house was on fire, right? And no sign of me,
yeah.
Right? It's, Adam's out there in the front with the fire department, I think, at this point. Yeah, no sign of me. But yeah, it was a weird event. Fires are hot.
Here's my version of the story.
Okay, yeah. I'm assuming it's the same as mine, but all right,
it's
yeah.
a little different because I stayed for about 3 hours after you left.
A little more,
right? Yeah,
a little more acid involved.
Anyway, there's
cocaine.
Sandy. We hear a knock on the door, and I stay in Sandy's room, but I grab one of the. He has a baseball bat in his room, and I grab that just in case. Okay, if there's some mischief going on here, they'll be like.
Fight the fire with a baseball bat.
Well, I didn't know it was a fire at that point. It was just a knock on the door. I was like, if something happens, then I'm gonna beat them over the head with this baseball bat. So Sandy opens the door. There's a quick exchange of dialogue, and Sandy just says, "Adam, call the fire department." I said, "Okay," and I calls like 911, what's your emergency? I'm like, yes, there. Sandy, what's wrong? And he's like, "There's a fire." I was like, "There's a fire." He's like, "Okay, sir, where are you?" And I'm like, Sandy, What's your address? And I couldn't remember his address.
I still don't know what it is. I've been over there a lot.
He gives me his address, and then I was like, okay, anyway, we're gonna go do stuff now. But if you can, he's like, okay, fire departments are on their way. I think I was supposed to stay on the line, but I hung up because I had Sandy kept shouting at me.
Have a nice day, I'm Adam Facey.
The way I figure it, once they have your address, they're gonna send everything like.
And I think I said, you can probably see it from the road, and I hung up. And anyway,
I'd love to hear about a scenario where you needed the baseball bat, and people who set the shed on fire were still inside of the shed when it was burning to the ground.
You're like, oh God, help!
Runs out of the door to a baseball bat to the fucking skull. That would be amazing.
Clothesline.
So Sandy says, Adam, go grab some fire extinguishers. And I look, and Sandy's, house is essentially one long hallway with doors and alcoves and stuff stretching off from it. I look in the very end of the hallway.
Shiny.
There's a kind of there's a tiny it's not like this kind of fire extinguisher.
It's a kitchen one.
Yeah, a little tiny kitchen one.
Which you can't use
that's
anything
not gonna help.
But grease fires.
Yeah, so I grabbed that and I turn around and then literally fire extinguisher, at least 7 fire extinguishers.
Yeah, there's a ton. Yeah,
because Sandy's shouting out to me, Adam, where are those fire extinguishers? And I'm trying to carry 8, including one that's a backpack with a pump gun.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that one was intense.
World War II proprietary.
So I lay them on the ground from biggest to largest. You and Sandy grab them and start spraying the trees, trying to prevent them from catching on fire. And I go down and I open up Sandy's 3 gates so that the fire department can lead up. Man, that was a fun night.
So I'm gonna explain to you guys how to use a fire extinguisher quickly.
Demonstrate.
That's what you're saying.
There's one behind me. I'm not gonna open, but it is something similar to this action, but not really. You point at the base of the fire.
Yeah, but the fire, you're not getting it. The fire was so big at that point.
You still put it at the base of the fire because that's where it's originating.
Yeah,
but put it at the source.
But we couldn't. Now, with the amount of fire extinguishers that we had, we would have needed
a
fire truck.
Either way.
You need to pour the water bucket
just
over
so you
the
know,
source block.
This is some information for y'all. I once passed a car fire. That is the hottest fucking thing you'll ever experience. A car fire? Just all that material going up?
Not jumping into the sun. That'd be pretty hot.
Go try that and let me know how it feels. Anyway.
Scarlett Johansson.
All right. Science question.
Then.
Are we done? Science question.
Car fires.
If space
very hot
was oxygen and not just a vacuum, if there was oxygen in space, would the sun be even hotter than it is for us?
All of the universe would explode.
It's a fucking fuel source.
No, what I'm saying is so how does the heat then get to us if there's no medium for it to
travel through? It's a wave.
Light waves. They change form.
Yeah, the radiation of it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the physical heat.
That is from the radiation.
It changes from wave to radiation. It changes.
So then it would be substantially, significantly, whatever the right word is, hotter.
I don't know. It would take longer to get to us.
I think.
See, I'm not
depends on the medium that it's transferred.
The thing is, we have we'll say the current universe as it is now, right?
Yeah.
But a universe with a space that's full of oxygen. Yeah, okay, so we're Universe 1?
Yeah.
And that's Universe Prime, we'll say.
Okay.
Fuck this.
I'm
already lost.
Universe 2 are like, fuck those guys.
They're not canon anymore.
But, but then it's, not, space, but then we wouldn't have the current situation that we have now, presumably. If space was something that was just oxygen, presumably things wouldn't have come about in exactly the same way.
Yeah, you could just swim.
Maybe. But
no, because there'd be no sun.
I take it you mean if we took the universe right now as it is and put in oxygen, not if we had a universe that was generated from the beginning with...
if you just had a simulation of universe now and then oxygen, everything would just be like
it works the
fluffed up
same
solid.
as how you get a sunburn more easy if you're underwater. It's that same premise.
Can gas can obviously exist in a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
You can just like have gas in a vacuum.
That's what nebulas are. For a lot of them.
So then
But they're under gravitational forces.
Nebulas? Yeah.
Yeah, but if you just put them in a vacuum that's gravity free, gas can still exist in that space.
And if you put it
inert,
if you were to start it as a sphere, it would stay as a sphere until it encountered gravitational forces.
It's an inert gas. It cannot be moved.
But what you're saying, so if all of a sudden you were to, if you were God,
what? How? So if I was falling through space and there was a pocket of gas somehow, I would just go and like clothesline myself on it.
You would displace it. You would displace it, but it wouldn't like.
Are you
be like water in space?
Absolutely.
Like
well, there's water, there's ice.
No, but I'm not saying can there be water in space. I'm saying it would act like water in space.
Not
in the same,
really,
like
no.
globule sense.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a visual on how gas would look in a
that's
vacuum.
basically as close as you're going to get, is water in space.
Okay, so then how come gases can't exist in space?
But they
or
can.
Do they?
They do.
They do. I said that. They do.
But they don't. They can't exert the same physical properties.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
But let's say you were God, and you can snap your fingers, and suddenly all of space is filled up with a Earth-like atmosphere. Every inch of it.
We'd be destroyed instantly.
Well, what I'm thinking is the stuff around the sun would just get burned up, and I don't know what would fill that space, but
it's like a fuse.
Yeah, it wouldn't be just around the sun. Everything would catch on fire. Everything would burn.
Would it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a massive
Maybe.
heat.
That's kind of like that's kind of like a Molotov cocktail.
It's like putting a trail of gasoline on the ground and then lighting it.
Exactly.
It doesn't stop.
There is a source for the flame.
No, but it won't go. Like if you're pouring gas out of a container and you light it on fire, it will start lighting the gas on fire, but it won't blow up the container it's coming from. It'll just go to the source that it's coming out of.
Right, because there's no
air for it. Right. There's no air inside of that container.
But you're saying that there's air now.
There's air outside of the sun's surface, but there's none on the inside that is burning. So it would just be able to burn the surface. It would continue. It might expand, but I don't think it would just go like super massive.
It depends on the limitation of the gas.
The sun wouldn't stop being the sun in the center, but it would expand infinitely. Everything would become flames.
I don't know. Somebody smarter than us do a simulation.
Will burn until there is no longer any energy.
Related question: how loud is the sun?
Super loud.
Like if you could hear the sun from here, how loud
it's essentially a continuous ball, gigantic, unbelievably gigantic ball of a continuous nuclear explosion. So I'd imagine exceedingly loud.
Just go down to Seattle to NASA and use the hearometer they've got, and you can listen to space.
That's not an actual thing.
Nope.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
The herometer? No, it's not real.
They did
you said it with just enough conviction. You said it with just enough conviction that that's definitely not true, but there might be some truth buried in there.
There's something.
There is a related. They have a they measured like the molecular structure or something, and then they converted that into sound waves.
Yeah, I heard this.
For planets, so they basically have
do that.
The sounds of planets.
You can't do it for the sun though.
It's like it's like conversion of binary into like.
Well, it's the sounds of planets.
Yeah.
Gustav or whatever his name was.
Jupiter is pretty creepy sounding, man.
No,
very
Jupiter, bringer of jollity, and Mars, bringer of war. This is a reference to a series of symphonies called "The Planets" by this guy called I forget his name.
It's a good symphony, I believe.
Yeah, it's really good.
Fan you are.
What?
Can't even remember the guy's name.
Jupiter ascending. That doesn't sound good.
It looks. I don't know. I'm gonna go see because
doesn't look good.
I think it looks good.
Was it the one with what's her name in it?
Yeah. Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
The reason she's not in
I
Ted
might
2.
see it.
Insanity.
I don't like the whole Channing Tatum thing though.
Yeah.
Tater.
It's like
little cauliflower ears.
This stick of meat for everybody to look at. Like it's just weird.
Stick of
I think
meat.
it's sexist.
What?
He could.
Gustav Holt.
He could be a fantastic
So
actor and all that. He does have some acting ability. He just
check him out. He's good.
I can't get past the fact that he's just there for ladies to look at.
Yeah, that's my issue. I don't
think
think
he's
he'll
starring in the new Quentin Tarantino movie, or at least playing a huge role in Hateful Eight.
Is he?
Yeah.
That sucks. Does he get blown up?
Well, they must have cast him for some reason. I mean, presumably he
blown up.
auditioned for the role.
I think the guy can act. It's just.
I know what you mean.
One of those is because of how he looks.
I hope he dies in the first scene.
And I say that, you know, a lot of ladies get parts because of how they look too. So I guess there's no difference there.
But it's all sexist.
Like for some reason, Jennifer Gardner
doesn't make them better actresses
because she cannot act, nor is she good looking.
Well, how often do you see her anymore?
Who?
Jennifer Gardner.
Gardner
or Garner?
Garner.
Is it
Garner? If you're thinking of Jennifer Garner, it's Jennifer Garner.
Is she the one who's married to Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
she's
Garner.
Gorgeous.
It's Garner. Yeah,
she's
definitely.
beautiful. Okay. She's a very attractive and beautiful. I think she's a beautiful person, and I think she has a very nice.
I don't even know what she looks like.
Thank you. Are you Jennifer Garner?
And just like
there are always
I'm a horse.
Like the thing is,
I'm not a huge fan of your movies.
No, I was worried we wouldn't get her on the show after what Adam said, but now we have a chance of getting her.
When talking about predicting movies based on actors, like always say we have to be very careful, but there are definitely reasons to make judgments about actors. Like there are no like hard and fast rules of criticism. Like you can never say this or never call this. You can call stuff in advance and say I do or do not think this person will be a good casting. Like people go too much in one or the other direction. Like you know, people either decide to always comment on actors or to never comment on actors. There's a good middle ground to be found. Like I've always said, we can say Ben Affleck will be bad as Batman, but the reasons cannot include Daredevil. Because there's just like saying superhero movie.
10 years ago, Ben Affleck.
Well, there's that, and also saying superhero movie is not superhero movie is like it's a good colloquial thing. Like we can say like superhero movie, and we all are familiar with. Okay, that's this set of movies, but it's not an actual meaningful category in film.
No, I think everything should be based on the individual.
There's nothing. The thing about superhero movies, there's nothing that unifies them. Except for their premise, like there's superhero movies like The Amazing Spider-Man, superhero movies like The Dark Knight. There's nothing in common. Essentially, same thing with secret agent movies.
Probably.
Battery's dead.
Oh, maybe.
You have secret agent movies like The Bourne Supremacy, and you have secret agent movies like Mission Impossible.
007.
Nothing similar about Mission Impossible and Bourne Supremacy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, obviously, there's a problem when you get Matthew Lillard to star in the next Mission Impossible movie for some reason.
And there's acceptable and there's acceptable reasons to criticize that casting. Exactly. Yeah. It's definitely.
Is he playing the same character?
No, I'm not saying Matthew Lillard is going to replace Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Matthew Lillard
is dead.
Yeah. No more Adam and Jordan for the rest of the video.
Sorry,
Why
guys.
don't we move that camera to them?
How much time do we got left?
We have no time. We have negative 19 minutes left.
Before we finish up, I just want to quickly mention.
What? We were over
Adam
19
Roy,
minutes?
Adam and Roy, come on over. Come on over.
Adam
here.
and Rory.
Adam and Jory.
Adam and Jory.
Go on over for the end of the show and the credit sequence.
I'm gonna be in this camera with Rory here.
Come on, Jory.
And you can stay in your seats for the credits. Whatever. Anyway, I just want to quickly mention.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, really though. The day that we're recording this podcast is January 30th, which is also Jennifer Hale's birthday, and she's a very well-known voice actress.
Yes, she's from Newfoundland as well. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Where's she from?
What?
Get out of town.
Goose Bay.
Jennifer Hale. Yeah, she's from. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Also, I find it interesting. Like
That's the
Adam's
Republic.
her biggest.
Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid.
Shep, she was the female
I know
voice.
who she is, and I know where she's from. But I don't celebrate that patriotic shit.
Well, no, here's something that's interesting to me about this, right?
That she's from the same time, and she's been in all these big video games.
Because a lot of people, like, you know, we live in Newfoundland, and anytime anyone is from Newfoundland or has the remotest connection to Newfoundland, people in Newfoundland really like it, right?
Freak the fuck out.
Likewise, Metal Gear Solid has an intense fan base, much like Newfoundland has an intense fan base. Yet rarely does anyone mention this, because the Metal Gear Solid fan base and the Newfoundland fan base don't seem to cross over that often. Because people in Newfoundland are probably like, no one knows what Metal Gear Solid is, and people who like Metal Gear Solid are like, no one knows where Newfoundland is.
I know what Newfoundland is.
I'm glad.
So.
Man, I'm gonna.
But I don't think anyone knows.
You aren't one of those statistics that say like so many percentage of people can't identify their hometown on a map.
I don't. She was born here. I don't think she's like from.
She don't associate. You.
Ouch! What is that?
Nothing.
As soon as you can leave Newfoundland, you leave Newfoundland. You don't ever think
Hey, I like Newfoundland.
All right, we
get
should go
out
up.
and try it.
Said by a
Come
bunch of
back.
people who are currently in Newfoundland.
Long time.
We're waiting to get
For a long
fuck
time.
out.
Guys, I want to thank you for joining us.
I hope your footage works.
For joining us this week on this Pixel Junkies podcast.
Otherwise, we won't see Jordan's
Please.
awesome dick sucking.
I really want to be the thumbnail this week.
Please return next week.
I photobombed you, Rory.
We'll continue to talk about things that may or may not make sense to certain people.
Merry Christmas.
Can I point out before you lower the thing, Jordan, you've probably been a dick more in this 2 hours than you have at any other point in your life. So a big fuck you to Jordan. Play me out.
Joy in the well.